2, 1. We are live. Fellas, good evening.
Peace, bro.
Thursday. We here.
Yes, sir.
Good. What's good? Cool. What's going on in Atlanta, man? What's going on in the A? How you feeling out there?
It's been a beautiful weather the last couple of days. It's been beautiful down here. It's been a lot going on. You know, I've been on Twitter with all these Kung Fu Kenny crazy people. I call them the KKK. They're the new KKK.
That's wild.
That's
Crazy
wild.
for Kung Fu Kenny. Yeah, a bunch of KKKs. You know who you are. So sick of you niggas. You wanna? I am.
You talking off like that? We haven't even got one.
Yeah, I'm tired of them. Like, you want to know who they are? You know who they are? Today I realized who they were. Kendrick Lamar fans are the Dallas Cowboys of hip hop.
Oh,
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter what they do. They could be up by 30 against the worst team in football, and they'll be like, "We're going to the Super Bowl." They could beat the best team in the league by 3. They'll be like, "We got a dynasty on our hands." They're always unrealistic expectations. And at least as far as the last 7 years are concerned, they don't deliver. He made his first good record. He made his first good record in 7 years, and people act like the Holy Grail has been discovered or something. It's wild. It's a good record.
Who came out the gate swinging?
right. I didn't even. It's like the Cat Williams interview. I just said, "Hey, how you doing, cool?" How I'm doing right now. Kendrick fan, I hate him. I don't like him.
No, I don't like you anymore. I don't like you anymore. It's not even. He's not the problem. They are the problem. It's not even him anymore.
That analogy ain't bad, Coop. Like, because if you meet a Dallas Cowboy fan, you might not have nothing against the Cowboys, but you hate their fan base for real.
Wow,
right?
This is crazy. I'm a Cowboys fan.
That's how I'm doing.
That makes so much sense, bro. That explains a lot, Sean. That explains a lot. That explains a lot, bro.
We did not talk about this behind the scenes. We literally said we're going to get on here and thank everybody. We did not talk about doing this.
That's my what's up to everybody. What's up, everybody?
This is unscripted.
Ridiculous. AG, what's going on in West Virginia, man?
Nothing much, man. Same thing, different day. You know, on the daily grind. You know, ready to get into this pod stuff.
Yeah.
Talk a little truth. You know, we're going to tell the truth on the pod today. I mean, a lot of people might not like it, but it is what it is. We got to be the ones to tell the truth, you know?
It's about to get nasty. I'm man, I feel good. You know, drink a little bit to kind of take the edge off. I'm jet lagging. Was in New Orleans this week. Had a chance to connect with Juvie out there. You guys saw the pic. I'm not going to post that there for the public. I want to put pictures of myself out there. But shout out to Juvie, man. Shout out to New Orleans. They show a lot of love, man. Juvie is a real one. He a real one. We had a great conversation. Everything was good, man. All love out there. I had the New York fitted on. You know what I mean? The only one in the club rocking the northern style, you know, camoed out, black hoodie. But it showed love, man. So it's all love out there. So again, salute to New Orleans, salute to Juvie. Salute to the good people out there, man, who kept it clean, no issues happening in the club, and it was all great, man. So yeah, I'm still jet lagging, but we're here tonight. Want to give a shout out to all of our listeners, our viewers, those who are rocking with us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon Prime, and of course on YouTube. We have reached the 1K plus subscribers. We really appreciate that. We got there in 3 weeks. Doing this show. We're on episode 4, and we're already at 1K plus. So thank you all for the love. Thank you all for pulling up. We know more is going to come. So tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend that we are out here doing our thing. Super chat is wide open right now. Pause. So thank you all for already supporting the super chats. We don't do it for that, but we appreciate the love because everything you give to us, we're going to give it back to you all in content, interviews, and all of that good stuff. Last thing, I want to make sure I do shout out to Mile High Radio. They were actually playing our stuff last week, and they're going to play it again this week out in Denver. So thank you all for the love as well. Want to make sure you plug in everybody that's out there that's showing support and showing love to us. So with that being said, this is Hip Hop Talks. I'm Sean. I'm home with my homies AG. Got my man Cool. He got the Wu-Tang going on tonight. I got the Carolina Blue. You know, AG got the, what is that? The belly look. So
Belly Supreme.
Ellie Supreme. We got a lot of stuff to get off our chest tonight. I'm gonna hold these guys back for a whole week until tonight. So now I'm about to unleash these guys. So Coop, I'm gonna start with you, man. Let's get into the Coop's Corner.
You know, we just did an interview with Ill Will Lavin, the managing editor of Hip Hop DX.
Yes, sir.
A lot of people might be surprised at how amicable the conversation went, because I've had some critiques of his in the past, or of the organization, so to speak. Will knows his shit. And so that's where all of that stops. I saw a lot of people send messages to our YouTube page and some on Twitter about how they're just tired of seeing, quote unquote, him in that space.
Mm-hmm.
First of all, if you want to replace him, you need to know your shit the way he does. And he sat down and talked with all three of us fluidly and unscripted. And I find ourselves to be three gentlemen who, quite frankly, know their rap shit.
Mm-hmm.
So he held court with us and often took the lead rather well. So he knows his stuff. That's the first thing.
Mm-hmm.
Second of all, don't talk about it. You do it. If you don't like the seat that he's sitting in, go dedicate yourself to the game and to the craft like he has. Go take it. You know, like, I'm the type of person that it's like, I don't mind if you have a problem. I do have a problem if you don't have a solution.
Mm-hmm.
And so I saw too many people pull up with their problems.
Yep.
And their scars and their trauma, and not enough solutions to what they deem the problem. And that's where I'm respectfully going to intercede and not care what color you are.
Facts.
And that's all I got.
So,
I appreciate you saying that, bro. It was a great interview. It told me a lot, man. I saw some of the comments. And I'm like, yo, do they know who this guy is? This guy got ties and connections to their favorite rappers.
He knows everybody.
Everybody. And he's a true hip hop head. He has a passion for hip hop. For someone like that who puts money and time and resources into hip hop the way he do, it's not something that you can overlook. You got to show love to someone like that.
Well, think about what he was saying. He was talking about how we spend money going out and on alcohol and on food, and he's like, no, go support an artist.
Right.
And you could see him light up during the interview when certain topics were brought up. Like, he's a hip hop head for real, to the core.
The mixtape conversation was like, you know, that's one of those things we need to clip and archive.
Right. Absolutely. He lit up on it. Like AG said, he lit up on that. You know what I mean?
4th of July, or in our case, Juneteenth fireworks.
Absolutely. And he wanted to stay longer. We had to we rapping. We had to rap
Sean had to go out and be mixy. Just say what it is. You had to go out and be mixy for a little bit.
Yeah, you know.
First of all, there's nothing wrong with socializing. There's nothing wrong with socializing at all.
Socializing. Gotta make rounds, man. We're right now. Gotta show people love, man. You know what I mean?
Right. But the reality of the matter also is that typically guys in his position, when getting interviewed by guys in our space, they're usually done after about 15, 30 minutes, fam.
Absolutely.
Right.
Unless they really are like digging the conversation. You know what I'm saying? And so he was obviously digging the conversation, because I saw it creeping up on 50 minutes. I'm like, oh, this motherfucker want to kick it.
Right. Because we were trying to close it up. And he was like, he opened up another conversation. You know what I mean?
But that's how it be when you're with somebody who has a passion for it, like you have a passion for it.
Facts. And we didn't have anything scripted. We didn't have anything outlined. We just had a natural conversation. We told him when he got on live, like, yo, we're just going to have a natural conversation about hip hop. And we'll let you lead the way. And we'll just plug in, pause, so we see fit. And he was all for it. So salute to Ill Will, man. Salute to Will for just being able to pull up, taking time at his busy schedule. This was the same night that Kendrick Diss had dropped. So, you know, as the editor, the managing editor for Hip Hop DX, he had to get to work. But he took time. And this is a busy time for him, because it was like 4:30, 5:30 West Coast time when we did this interview. So he took time out of a busy day, a hot, heated day, to spend time with us for over an hour and a half to talk about hip hop. And he want to roll up again. So we're definitely going to invite him to the show again. He's part of the family now. And those of you, like Coop said, those of you who out there who look at a color thing, step out of that. Go travel somewhere. Go travel. You know what I mean? Get out your little box and go travel and see what hip hop looks like abroad. You know what I mean? Go to a different country and see how they represent hip hop, and you will be amazed on how these guys love hip hop just as much, if not more, than Americans, because they put money into hip hop. They go to mad concerts and they support the purity of the artist. So again, hold your judgment, because you don't know these guys like that.
Right.
And shout out to the super chats. Super chats are going crazy. LP, I believe it's a few of you out there. So
Let me
apologies in advance. We see the super chats coming through. K 1007. We appreciate the love. Thank you for the super chats. We don't want to bog down our show tonight, so we're going to try to get the super chats as much as we can. But much respect to all of you who's showing love tonight as well.
Appreciate it.
So thank you. What we want to do next, fellas? I think Low just pulled up. I think I got Low in the background. Where Low at? Okay. Man, this Jersey dudes, man. These guys from Jersey, man. We got. I got some words for Low, man.
I ain't the only one that's on one tonight, AG. You see your man's over here, right?
I'm crazy right now. I'm on front. I feel nice right now. There he go. Low, what it do, man?
Y'all can hear me?
Yeah. We hear you.
Good? It's good?
What's good?
Peace, Low.
So just let y'all know something coming tonight.
Yeah.
We heard it.
Yeah. The boys coming tonight.
No, it's confirmed.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, we're gonna talk about that.
Okay. All right, yeah, we look. All right, cool. What's good?
You came at the right time.
I'm here.
Yo, so let's go to Eminem real quick. We want to do some warm-ups before we get into the main topic. So M got an album coming out. Do y'all have any expectations for this album? Are y'all feeling this album?
I'll let y'all go first.
I'll take the lead on this one. Out of everybody here, I'm probably the biggest M fan, but I'll be honest. M's work hasn't been up to par in the past decade plus, right? But I'm really looking forward to this project for one reason alone, because I feel like it's going to be real conceptual, right? When Eminem came into the game on the Slim Shady tip, just with the crazy, white boy, he was in that bag that he could be in to a certain demographic because he was younger. Now that demographic has grown up and he's grown up. So a lot of those same bars with the content and what he's doing with the rhymes, he can't get that off anymore because it sounds corny. So not saying that this will be as good as American Gangster, but I'm kind of making a parallel thinking that it'll be in that same vein. What I mean is, once Jay-Z had matured to a certain point, American Gangster gave him the concept through the movie to get off some of the same bars and content he was getting off on Reasonable Doubt. So I'm looking at this Eminem album as being, okay, I'm going to kill the Slim Shady persona, but I can still, him go out, Slim Shady go out without a fight, swinging, whatever. I think it's going to be a real, like a duality kind of thing, a real conceptual record where he can get some of those Slim Shady bars off and us as the fans not look at it as it's corny coming from a 50-plus-year-old man. So I'm hoping that he takes that route, and not saying it's going to be as good as American Gangster, but we all love that album because Jay is on that kind of timing that he was on Reasonable Doubt, but he found that loophole because he could talk that talk through the concept of the movie for the album. So that's what I'm hoping this M album is, conceptual, and then we get a little piece of the Slim Shady, back again, even if he has to die on this record. I think it'll be dope.
So with that said, do you think on American Gangster, Jay was slashing away the drug dealer persona and stepping into the more formal, mature, adult hip hop artist?
I think he was tapping back into it only to be shown again in glimpses, like a la Drug Dealers Anonymous or songs like that. I mean, he still taps back into it every now and then, but for a whole project, that's the only project, in his latter years that you can put next to Reasonable Doubt where he's talking like that.
So you comparing the death of Slim Shady to to Jay, one of his magnum opus. I don't want to make sure I understand that correctly.
No, just the content, just to tap back into it. Because if he comes out with,
Tap into what?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Like tap into what? Like you saying?
Oh, no. The Slim Shady, the crazy, Slim Shady bars, like the murdering, the stuff he used to rap about on his first two albums, right? If he just does that from a regular vantage point, coming from a 51 or however old he is, year old man, that's going to look crazy. It's going to look corny, right?
Actually, so I'm with you on the artistic perspective. I get where you're trying to go. Mm-hmm. Like you're speaking creatively, it's allowing him to tap into a well that he really technically for where he's at shouldn't be tapping into.
Right. And I might be wrong. This is just me hoping, right?
No, creatively, I can understand that. And I can even agree with you on that. This gives him ability to kind of go back in time or jump into a time machine and maybe cover things content-wise that would be deemed kind of corny, as you say, for a 50-some-odd-year-old rapper. But what I will tell you is that, and I'm not saying this like, in any sort of disrespectful way. It's been so long since he really made a dope project that I just want him and Dre to try something different at this point because they've got nothing to lose. Their legacies are cemented and stamped it. So I hope wherever he takes us, I hope they just take us somewhere else than they've taken us before. You know what I mean when I say that? It's like we know what the formula is that works for you guys. We know that you're going to do numbers. We know that it's going to move. Give me some other shit I wasn't expecting from the two of you. You know what I mean? That's what I would really like to hear. It's like, I don't know. It's hard. I think sometimes we get skewed by this whole Nas hit run. It's like, and even with what Wayne's doing right now, there's a few guys that operate right now that are outliers in terms of what your output really looks like after X amount of years. Mm-hmm. And so I don't know if it's fair to like say that this album's going to be great, but I feel like if they could just take us somewhere different, it'd be good for their legacies.
Mm-hmm. But what we got to consider too, like, and what everything I said is all speculation. And I'm with you, Coop. That would be interesting if they took us somewhere new. But when some of his, classics or close to classics were made, there were a lot of substances involved. And, it was a lot of different variables, and those variables are no longer in play. My man's a sober, him and Dre are both older now. So it'll be interesting what they can come up with. But like I said, as a fan, I think if he approached it from that conceptual vantage point of wanting to tap back into the Slim Shady persona to get rid of him for good, I think that would be genius. And he could pull it off without it being corny. But I just use Jay. That's the only analogy that I could come up with to revisit bars that you used to say on your first album that you couldn't really get off like later in your career.
See, this is what I mean. I think you're talking content. I'm talking creatively. Like I'm talking from the perspective of that they can do another Guilty Conscience, except for make it from the elder perspective of like now how the Guilty Conscience is talking to now the middle-aged white guy from the trailer park. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But if they revisit concepts that they did before, you got to be careful with that because you got to make sure they're up to par with what you're revisiting. So
fair.
Yeah.
What say you, Coop?
I just went.
Sean drunk. Like you got
more.
You
got?
Oh, I mean, I always have more. I mean, also too, it's like judging from the imagery of just the visual aid that we got, it does appear to be like this is going to be like a little off the wall, kind of antic, like a little bit, like you know what I'm saying, like. Yeah, I didn't want to say the word zany, but that's actually exactly what I was thinking. It's going to be like some of that, but that's what I mean. It's like I want them to put a twist on it or do something different. It's like we know that y'all do that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We don't need I mean, he is too old to be making like "Hi, my name is" and like "I'm the real Shady." Like he is too old to be doing those records. You know what I'm saying? And those are the zany records, and that's what I'm saying is like I want him creatively like to tap in, but not like not energy and theme wise to tap in. It's like no, you can't throw her in the trunk but so many times and drive off the river.
Yeah. But let me ask y'all this: do y'all feel like this will be his final album? Do you think that this is his indirect way of saying he's retiring?
I hope so.
I wouldn't be mad at that. Like Eminem has solidified his legacy as a lyricist, as a pop star, as a pillar, as a lyrical component to this game called hip hop. And I think this is the right way to go out. I'm stripping that persona. I'm deading that persona. He's been sober for 16 years. We got to give him his credit where his credit is due. And I'm not the biggest Eminem fan, but at the same time, I'm not going to deny what this man can do pen to pad, for the last 20 years. You know what I'm saying? So if this is his swan song, even if I don't like it, I got to respect it and salute it and wave that flag of like one of the best has now laid down his sword and laid down his pen for the next generation to come in. And if this is it, then this is it. You feel what I'm saying? Like if it's
No doubt.
bad, if it's good, I'm indifferent. But it's not going to change my perception or sway my opinion of who he is and what he's contributed to the guys that love to write and rap and scheme and have like that's where Kendrick come from.
Facts,
Right.
Lo. Thank you for being objective when it
Yeah,
comes to
like,
him.
but I always tell y'all, like, I'm not the biggest Eminem fan. I'm not gonna say and lie like I'm not, but I'm also not gonna be oblivious to what this man has contributed to this game called hip hop.
You
No doubt.
respect his craft,
I respect the craft, and
and
that's
No
that.
doubt.
speaking to his craft, one thing I have as a wish list, I think Eminem has been hyper focused on proving that he's the best at technical rap abilities over the last decade or more.
I'm
We
agreed.
don't care about that anymore, bro. Just like rap come out with dope concepts, dope bars, witty punchlines, whatever. But him proving that he could technically fit all these syllables into each bar, whatever, we get it. Like you the
Right.
best at that. But it's not translating to good music. So if he gets back to what made him a household name in the first place, I think he'll be straight.
But
I'm not looking.
even if he doesn't get back to that household music and that pop star billboard shit, that's okay.
It's okay.
It's
Yeah.
Yeah.
okay. He's one of the top selling hip hop artists of all time. You've already
Absolutely.
proved and you've put your
Isn't,
flag
isn't
in
he
the
number
fucking
one?
sand.
I think
Isn't
he's
he
Huh?
number
He
one?
he
number
is.
Yeah,
one.
yeah, all right. So like
Number one.
this album could be doo-doo trash, whatever. All right,
Yeah.
whatever. Say what you will. But let's go
Yeah.
back into that man's catalog and really revisit what he's done pen to pad and going against these pop artists and selling out these
Yeah.
world tours and linking up with Dr. Dre and Snoop and all these guys. It's like, bro, you've checked off a lot of the boxes that a lot of these guys can't check off.
Absolutely.
So if that's the
Absolutely.
case, then that's the case.
Absolutely.
Word.
Absolutely. Much respect to Eminem. I hope this is his last one. Respectfully. Um, I think here's my thing, fellas. I think that when M tried to change his persona at that one point when it was beef with G Unit, beef G Unit was going against Murder Inc. and all of that was going on, and he switched it up and started talking that greasy talk. I think he went on a different trajectory for me because after that we saw a different side of him that we was like, do we really believe that guy? Is this the guy that's talking crazy that he's going to put Ja, in a chokehold or whatever the case may be? And he was talking very aggressive in this battle. I think during that time, M changed his trajectory because if you think about the albums that came after that, like really right after that, it was a different vibration. It wasn't the jovial stuff. It wasn't the dancey stuff or the joking stuff. He became a little bit more serious. He lost his best friend. It got a little darker. So he started going into that slump. And the music that got him to that pinnacle, it started to dip a little bit because he got more cynical. He got a little bit more dark and more serious.
And his
So
production too. That was
everything
yeah.
changed. Everything changed. So his trajectory changed. You know what I mean? He started messing with drugs. He started, became addicted because he was going through it. He was going through it. You know what I mean? God bless him. But his music changed as well. So what Eminem are we going to get? What version are we going to get? Are we going to get Toy Soldier version? Or are we going to get How My Name Is version? You know what I mean? I think
No,
we
no,
may
no,
get a
no,
blend
no.
of
I
both.
think we get the reflective. I think we get a glimpse and a gloss over everything
Yeah.
he's done,
Mm-hmm.
everything he's been through,
Yeah.
everything he's battled, the things
Yes.
that we know and the things that we don't know. I think this is the open diary of like,
Yeah.
here it is, and this is the last time I'm gonna tell y'all. And there's gonna be
Right.
things that I'm gonna tell y'all that y'all didn't know I was battling, that y'all didn't know I was dealing with, my relationships, my strain with industry relationships. Maybe he comes hat in hand and apologizes to people. Like we don't know what it is, but when it's your swan song, you acknowledge and you address everything under the sun. And I
Yep.
think that's what that it's like, like the speculation, like he said
Mhm.
earlier. All this is speculation.
Yes.
But these are the cards on the table that it could be.
Right. Right.
Yo, but much respect to the bro. I hope he comes out with something good that we can talk about and go from there. He's a vet. He's one of the best. So you got to respect that.
Yep.
Conway. Cool. What are your thoughts, man?
You know, my first thought is that this is the first time that it seems like he's taken somewhat of a break since, like, I mean, a lot of people don't know. I mean, how long Conway been around? About 8 years at least now? About 8 years?
Yeah.
I feel like I heard The Cow almost 10 years ago, it damn near feels like. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Which I still think is one of the best verses ever. When I look at the track list, I see somebody that's trying to find that tightrope and that balance between all of their tools that are in their toolbox. And so I think this is the album where he's literally like, I know I got all the tools. You know what I'm saying? How do I pull all my tools out this toolbox within one project? You know what I'm saying? Because what we really find with his projects is that there's always a concentrated effort to do something. Like on some albums, he wants to give you his pain. On some albums, he wants to show you that he's the best rapper. That was a lot of the early stuff. And From a King to a God is kind of like his statement piece. Other times he wants to tell you that he has stuff going on. You know what I'm saying? That he's like a regular guy. And so it's like, I think this is the album where we hear all of that on one album, though. You know what I'm saying? I think that is the theme. And, I hate to bring them up because, these are just the guys that balanced it so well. The street with the friendly, but yes, with the personal touch, like the things that Tupac could do, the things that Big was kind of getting into on Life After Death. I think that's kind of like his approach to this project, just based on the track list and the names of the characters that are going to be involved, is that he's trying to balance everything and pull all his tools out the toolbox for this one.
No doubt.
And I'm excited for that because he is Griselda's most versatile artist. He is, in my opinion, one of the top 5 MCs over the last 5 years. If I was picking somebody, he'd be in my top 5,
No
And so I think we're going to get a project that reflects all the tools we've watched him assess and amass over the last few years.
Lo, are you excited for this one coming out?
I don't know. But a lot of niggas got tools in their toolbox, but they don't got the instruction manual.
We're doing that. Okay. How does that relate to Conway? You can't stop there. Keep going.
No, I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying he's got to have that instruction manual. He's got to know where he's got to go and what he's building. That's all. That's no slight to him. He's got to just know what he's got to build.
Right.
And he only has that. We don't got it. He got it.
Right. That's that tightrope I'm talking about where it's like, no, he's going to have to like walk that line though. You know what I'm saying? Based on what I've seen. It's like, you don't want to be leaning on one side of the tightrope or the other when you got like the guest list that he has. Yeah. You got to be like, you got to be the man steering the ship still. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah. Like it don't need to feel like, Conway featuring. You know what I'm saying? Like some of our best rap albums, it's like, I always go back on some Wu-Tang shit to the Purple Tape. It's like, yeah, everybody's all over the Purple Tape, but the shit still feel like it's Ray's.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It still feel like his.
Hold on, I just got a text from Apple. Boss my Apple. I gotta handle some Drake shit that's about to unfold. I gotta re-record some shit, so I'm gonna handle that. I'm gonna try to jump back on, but some shit's about to go down. I just gotta handle this professional shit real quick. And
No doubt.
Right back.
Duty call.
All right. Love y'all.
Peace.
Well,
yeah,
we know what's coming tonight.
When Drake is coming, everybody move out the way. We'll get to that in a second, though. We'll get that to the second. Yeah, all you K-Dot fans, we'll get that to the second.
All you KKKs.
Yeah, you KKKs. That's crazy.
Crazy for Kung Fu Kenny.
Crazy for Kung Fu Kenny. Trademark that shit, bro. AG, what do you think about this Conway? I know you're a Conway fan as well. Are you excited for this album coming out?
I don't know. That's my honest answer because I'm looking at the bigger picture, right?
Yeah.
The Benny album was supposed to be the one, right? To take things to the next level. I think Griselda's at a weird place, like a fork in the road where they can keep on the same path,
Mm-hmm.
or their trajectory can go a little higher, or are we looking to say that they plateaued at this point, or do they have higher heights to go to? The
Mm-hmm.
Benny album was supposed to be the album under that flag, under that banner, to take them to that height. I don't feel like it did that, if I'm being honest.
Okay.
It didn't have much staying power, much lasting power.
No doubt.
So I feel that Conway has pressure as a solo artist and pressure for the, Griselda brand.
Right.
To try to take things to the next level now that, Benny was supposed to. I'm not saying that he completely dropped the ball, but if you're in Conway's position now, I don't feel like you can release the status quo, quote unquote, Conway album. I feel like it has to be better than that if you're going to move the needle some more.
No doubt. No doubt.
So I would agree with you to a degree on that. I think here's an appropriate way to kind of state, and not saying that this album will be that good, because the album about the name
Mm-hmm.
is that good, but he might be, and not in years' time, because like everything about your legacy now happens faster than it did before.
Facts.
Mm-hmm.
And so he's kind of in the place that Ghost was in before Ghost dropped Supreme Clientele.
Facts.
It's like people that really started to question the brand for the first time, really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And wonder what the brand's staying power looked like. And then Ghost came and smacked us all with Supreme. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point.
That analogy is...
I'm not saying he's about to make Supreme, because Supreme is Supreme to me.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying from a group standpoint, yes, on the shirt, you rocking the Wu logo. People were questioning the brand in 2000. But Ghost as a MC individually elevated on everything he was on. On Cuban Link, he was better than what he was on 36. On Iron Man, he was better than what he was on Cuban Link. On Forever, he was better than what he was on Iron Man. And then when Supreme came, he had reached his final form. Conway, on the other hand, has kind of been, peaks, valleys, and kind of steadying out a little bit. You know what I mean? It hasn't been a progression to a final form as a solo MC. So I agree with the analogy from the brand standpoint, but not him as an individual.
Well, see, but this is what I'm saying. Ghost is the best rapper on Wu-Tang Forever. Like on Wu-Tang Forever, he's the best MC. You understand that, right?
It's either him or Deck. It's and Raekwon too. Raekwon's right there. It's them between them three.
I think Ghost showed more passion and emotion, man.
He had more range. He had more range. Yes, you're right.
That fool said we like Dorothy Hamill on ice. We might circle.
Yeah.
You got to do the circle when you do that. You got to circle when you do it. Yes. Yo.
Yeah.
When you talking like that, you talking different.
Right.
Yeah.
And shout out to Ghost dropping the track tonight with Nas, Scar Tissue at midnight. I know Drake going to drop, but my ear's going to go to that Ghost and Nas first. I'm just saying.
You got to start there. So we'll put a button on West Side. I think this is going to be very similar to Benny. If you look at who's going to be on this, Future-wise, or who's producing it, he's opened up his palette right now. He's opening up a little bit more, and I guess he's trying to get a different sound. You got Method Man on it. You got Ab Soul. You got two abstracts on there. You already have the Griselda soundscape, but now he's tapping into others. He's gonna have Tech Nine on there. I think Tech Nine is gonna produce a song on there, matter of fact. So he's going to show a different range that we probably haven't seen before. Like if you look at the producer and the artist lineup that he has for this album, it's very Benny-esque. Like if he was on a big time label. Because right now, what I think what West Side have to do at this point, also the West Side Conway have to do at this point is show that he has that range that Coop was talking about. Because you know what West Side Gun has. You know what he is. You know what Benny is. But you really don't know what Conway is. You still have to figure out, like you say, AJ, he has ups and downs. He has ups and downs. He has the peaks and the valleys. So you got to figure out exactly where he stands amongst the group itself. And I think this album has to be that one. If he doesn't hit on this album, that's a different conversation, guys. Be honest.
Before we get off this Conway topic, let me ask you this question. Benny did gas his project for a year before it came out. And then, that put his expectations through the roof. And it was on a major label.
No doubt.
Now, Conway, he kind of, his releases are on the quiet tip,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
quality-wise, if it's just as good or better than the Benny album,
Yeah.
I think his job well done. I think, he succeeded in what he tried to do, and then he could move the brand forward a little bit, because I think Benny was looked at as not meeting the lofty expectations that he set for himself.
Yeah.
Whereas if Conway dropped with a quiet confidence and don't say too much and just let the art speak for itself, I think, that would be the best bet.
But he has so many heavy hitters right now. He got Alchemist on here producing. He has Cool and Dre. You go and get Cool and Dre, you're going for a different soundscape.
But he's just putting it out there. He put out the list, but he's not talking about it. Whereas Benny kept talking and talking and talking and talking.
Like, I get what you're saying. The set of expectations is different.
Correct.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're actually moving how we know them to move. Like, Benny's kind of the talker of the crew and the more vocal and social one. And Conway's more the recluse and more of the antisocial one, and the one who kind of just drops. It's like I woke up one day and Lemon was out, and I was like, "Damn it!" It's like he didn't say nothing.
Yeah,
it was just here one day. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of like how he likes to operate, and it's like, you know what I mean. So I think they're just showing how they operate. But Conway's also proven himself to be the better album maker of the two, in my opinion.
Wow. So you got Conway, Benny, and then Westside.
I mean, Westside makes the best albums. If you're going through the order of the best albums in their crew, like if you were doing a top 10 list, I'd say 4 of them are probably Westside albums.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, 4 of the 10 would be Westside albums probably. If we're just talking about between the 3 of them, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I got Conway as the best lyricist stuff.
Yeah, Conway's the best MC in the crew to me still.
Right.
Pray for Paris is the best album. And Benny is the more, he's your front man.
He's a star.
He's a star.
Yeah.
Like Method Man was for the Wu, but I never at one point did I think Meth was the best in the Wu.
Oh no, that was. I mean, how about this? It's like
that might be a conversation for another day, but I'm telling a lot of truths today that a lot of people don't want to say.
No. How about this? There's a reason Meth vs. Chef is on Method Man album and not Chef's.
Yeah,
true.
And I'm a Ray guy, and I know that Meth vs. Chef. Like, go listen to Meth and Ray on Meth vs. Chef.
Right.
If it was a window, it was a small window. We'll just say that. Wow. But he was he was always the most versatile. But most versatile doesn't always mean the best. The triple double guy is not necessarily the best player on the court. Is what I mean.
I think the charisma.
I think early on, him and Jizza were probably the best because they were probably the most well crafted. Like, Meth has even spoken to the fact that Ray became a better MC when Ray stopped hanging in the streets as much. You know what I'm saying? Like, the more Ray started to actually work on his craft, the nicer he got. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Meth and Jizza were the ones that was really like in the studio. You know what I'm saying?
Jizza, that, we got to put an asterisk to that because just being honest, Jizza, he had already been in the game for a little while when they, formed the crew. So, but I see what y'all saying. But
speaking of which, drops tonight, Scar Tissue, Midnight, video and all. Can't wait for this one. This is the one that Ty's been talking about for months, since Ghost signed with Mass Appeal. Shout out to Mass Appeal for sure, for actually getting this going and actually getting Ghost on the label. I'm excited for this one. You guys know Nas number 1 to me, number 1 GOAT, but Ghost is my number 2. Always been since Iron Man. Ghost been my number 2. I'm excited for this. Are you guys looking forward for this one tonight at midnight?
Define excited.
It's my 1 and 2. It's my personal favorites. It's my 1 and 2.
Okay, so here's what I mean is like when you're dealing with guys of this stature who have been doing this for so long, it's like, am I expecting a hip hop classic? No. But it would be nice. Listen, it would be nice if we got a Song of the Year contender out of the 2 of them. You know what I mean? That would be nice. Like something that we can look back on and be like, yo, you remember that Nas and Ghost? Because usually it's Nas and Ray and Ghost or Nas and Ray. Right. We really don't get a Nas and Ghost.
It's the first. This is the first.
Yeah, that's exactly that was my sentiment.
This is my 1 and 2, fella. This is my 1 and 2 in my personal top 5.
We haven't heard them two on a track together since '95, correct?
No.
Correct.
Yes.
What?
Right.
Yeah, because Let My Niggas Live is Deck and Ray on the W.
And Deck and Nas got dope chemistry. I wish we'd have got more of that. And RZA said that it was a track out there. I think Nas had laid a verse for Investigative Reports.
Yep.
Yeah, so I would have liked to hear, Nas and Jizz on the same track. That'd been crazy. But
I think Nas is just a swap out. It's like Jizz don't feel like rapping, call Nas.
Yes. Jizz didn't feel like rapping on forever. He was only on like 5 tracks, but that's another story.
Was it 5? Was it even 5?
It might not have been. But my excitement level, once again, I'm just trying to look at bigger picture, man. It's just dope to see what these brothers are doing. Ghost, this is his release on Mass Appeal, and which is Nas's label, and they go way back, have a history, just been on 2 legs of a tour together, and however the song sounds is fine, whatever. But this is a full circle moment for both of these gentlemen, and I'm just happy that it's happening. And Nas on Mass Appeal Ghost on Mass Appeal is just a dope thing, and it makes perfect sense to have Nas, the first feature of your first single to your new album on that label. It just makes all the sense in the world. So Ghost was one of the features that I had on my wish list for the premiere album. So even if we don't get that, at least we're getting this,
Absolutely. I'm looking forward to it. I'm excited. I'm not gonna lie.
Do you know who's on the production, Sean?
I had it. I can't remember the name.
Okay.
I had it written down somewhere. I couldn't find it.
Okay.
Raj, hit me up. You know what it is. So, fellas, y'all ready to get into it?
Let's do it.
Who want to kick off, man? I'm gonna let y'all get y'all shit off. Who want to kick it off?
Go ahead, AG.
All right. Well, I got notes, so I might be here for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Let me cook at the stove, and get the skillets out and the pots and pans, and y'all can set up the cutlery at the table or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah. First of all, I don't set tables. I don't set tables.
You can check on the air fryer, Coop. You know what I mean?
That sounds better. I'll make the potato salad or something.
I bet. So, first of all, I just want to say I don't have a dog in this fight. So this is my disclaimer, because people probably cook in the comments or whatever. But my thing is, the horse that I picked in the race was Cole. Cole waved the white flag and he bowed out. So I don't have a dog in this race before anybody in the comments say that I'm caping for Drake or whatever. You know what I mean? So between Drake and Kendrick, I don't have a dog in this race. I'm just trying to speak truth and be real about it. All right. Second thing I want to get to, I said on the last show that this is going to be an uphill battle for Drake anyway. I said I found it hard for him to win because everything he does gets downplayed and everything Kendrick does gets overinflated. So, I think that's pretty much, coming to fruition at this point already. And then I also said it would be an uphill battle for Kendrick because he took so long to respond. A lot of his material would have to be rehashed material because you had AI disses that were coming out that were fake, and you had the Ross diss, and you had all these things lining up that people were saying that he was probably going to use. So it takes a little bit of the sting away from what he was going to say. So I said that on the last show. I think that came to fruition as well. And I'm keeping the same energy. Sean, we talked behind the scenes before the last show, for y'all calling me a Drake stan or whatever. Check the tape of the last show because I went on a full-on rant about the use of AI with Drake's record. I wasn't with that. I called Sean. I ran it for about an hour of that on that because I thought it was detrimental to hip hop. So I'm just keeping it consistent across the board. So let's get into the track Euphoria, right? First off, the other day I was about to go on my lunch break at work. My phone's blowing up. I see that Kendrick dropped. I'm going straight to my whip, and I'm excited to put this track on.
Oh,
I put it on, and I start rolling my eyes out the gate as soon as the track starts.
Well, that's crazy.
I was perturbed if there was any word, because here's the thing: tone matters, guys, and a lot of people, when Cole came out with his diss record, people was talking about his tone. He wasn't saying everything with his chest as far as the diss is concerned, right? So to me, tone matters. I put on this Drake Euphoria record, and granted, the Teddy P sample was smooth. I give it that. It was smooth, but a battle is not the time to come on a track damn near whispering, right? Just kind of, now's not the time to do it. Like Coop said on the short that he put out, say it with your, with your grown man voice. And later on in the track, Kendrick alluded to when Drake looks in the mirror with him in Sexy Red or in a picture or whatever, he sees two bad chicks. Well, I feel like Kendrick's tone at the beginning of the record sounded like us fellas when we on the phone with a bad chick, like, yo, girl, you know what I mean? That kind of tone we have. So I'm like, what is this dude doing? You don't tell no lies about me. I won't tell no truths about you. Like whispering, I'm like, yo, this is crazy. Like, if the whole track is going to be like this is trash. But then we get a beat switch. So I'm like, oh, before I get off this point, everybody who's talking about they like the build up and him, whispering and then building up to the hypeness. If Drake released a diss track where he was crooning at the beginning of the record and then went into rapping, y'all would fry him, cook him, all, you know what I'm saying? Nah, you gotta keep the same energy. Got to keep the same energy.
Not to cut you off, AG, but that's what I meant when I was talking about we got to play by the same rules. Like
same
this nigga
rules
coming in with the Teddy P singing and shit. Yeah, Drake do that, it's over.
Right. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No. That's a fact. That's a fact. If Drake did that crooning or whatever, it would be lights out, right? So then we get a beat switch. So I'm like, okay, it's up now. We getting ready to go. Then he comes on with the bars sounding like he going through puberty, fam, like voice cracking. I'm like, what is going on? And then he did a beat drop, and it was just a cappella. And I was like, yo, this is like nails on a chalkboard. Like, it's crazy. It was like for real annoying. Now, here's my problem with those antics and with those voices, right? A battle's not the time to do that. Like Coop said, say it with your grown man voice. Him doing those vocal inflections takes away. He could be spitting the dopest stuff in the world. It takes away from that, and it's distracting. But people, once again, don't keep the same energy. I know people, when Eminem is spitting, he could be saying the dopest lyrics ever. They'd be like, oh, yo, his voice is corny. I can't stand it or whatever. But at least Eminem came into the game on that. We just got through talking about Slim Shady. He came into the game on that type of time with that character type animation. Kendrick busted out, and I don't know why people like that, bro. It's like crazy to me. And people, it's some exceptions to the rule. I don't like it when Nicki does it, but Monster would be the exception to the rule because she killed that verse, right? But these voices, I'm like, yo, he's already lost me. Sounding like he going through puberty, like with his voice cracking, trying to get hype or whatever. I'm like, bro, just rap, right? So then, and just to my point of how like a voice change and some animation could take away from it on Blueprint too, because as Joe Budden or whoever else, they try to gas that track up. But to me, Jay lost me when he get on the hook and say, I got my mojo back, baby. Oh, behave. Like, you picking a diss track, my guy, to quote Austin Powers and have a British accent? Like, fam, no. And like my man Sean was saying, like when he got on super ugly, you know, he starts it out, like doing the Nelly. A diss track is not the time to do that. So I never liked those records for that reason. So I'm gonna keep that same energy.
Okay.
But then, you know, Kendrick started cooking the latter part of the second verse and the beginning of the third verse, right? He started saying some dope stuff. The bars was there and he was rapping in his normal voice, which I appreciated. I'm like, man, I wish he would have like started the joint off like this, right? But here's the problems that I had with it. No new information was given to us, right? A lot of the disses didn't hit as hard because of stuff we had heard before from other people. Like the ab scheme was crazy. Like, you know, I'm paraphrasing, but you know, ask your core fans to stomach that, ask them where you got your abs from or whatever. The, you know, the core, the abs, the stomach, that was a dope scheme. But Rick Ross already did the fake ab bar, so it didn't hit as hard. The whole accent thing, Joe Budden already did that years ago. And I don't think Joe Budden's disses on Drake get brought up often enough. He went through the whole thing with, you know, Kendrick's with Drake changing his accent a lot of times. But what that taught me is that with a lot of these diss records, it's more focused on the messenger who's giving it than the actual message itself. You could take the exact same message, have somebody else give it, and then people downplaying it like, oh, that's whack, whatever. But then give that same message to somebody else, and then they acting like it's the best thing, you know, quoted since the Bible or whatever. So, I mean, that just, I never understood that. Drake's record contract situation. Pusha already touched up on that on Exodus 23:1. And those bars didn't really land to me because, you know, Drake was talking about Kendrick splits, and I'm sure Drake's initial contract isn't the same it was, you know, back years ago. So I don't think Drake even comes at Kendrick with those bars if his, you know, paperwork isn't in order, you know. So Kendrick saying you signed to this guy who signed to that guy, whatever, that didn't land. It's already been done. And we'll get to Drake's kid in a minute, right? But I look at it like this, you know, not to get too deep into sports, but like I'm gonna use an analogy, like dunk contest, right? When J.R. Rodder, for those of you who are old enough, did the between the legs dunk, our mind was blown because that was like the first time we had seen somebody do that in a dunk contest. But after that, people started putting, you know, different little spins and variations on it. And if it wasn't too crazy, it wasn't too mind-blowing because we had seen it before. You know what I mean? They might put a little extra sauce on it, pause, but, you know, you wasn't jumping out of your seat giving a 10 because we had seen it before. We was kind of numb to it. So that's my point with some of these bars that were being spit on the record. We had heard them before already, so they wasn't landing as much as they could. So, but anyway, Drake's kid, right? Pusha already got those bars off, and that was salacious because Drake was literally hiding a child. But now, you know, the kid's what? In first, second grade? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of wild, you know, Kendrick trying to like paint Drake as a deadbeat dad at this point when we've seen Drake interacting with his son on many occasions at sporting events or what have you, you know. And Kendrick, you know, Coop, you'll appreciate this one. Kendrick trying to like use this as an opportunity to say like, no, I ain't digging dirt up on you because I don't have time to do that because I'm raising a family. I'm raising a son. What you think my life revolves around rap?
See,
so you basically cop and please because it's plenty of artists out here that's still dedicated to their craft, dedicated to the art, and still raising their children. So I don't want to hear anybody say anything if Kendrick take another 5-year break, because I'm gonna be like, yo, he told y'all he don't got time for rap because he's too busy raising his kid, teaching him how to pray, teaching him integrity, all this other stuff that, you know, other artists can juggle while they're being an artist.
AG,
you know, yo,
AG, the way you're breaking this down, this is my problem with the diss. Do you see that in order to understand this diss, we got to go piece by piece?
Right.
and block by block.
Right.
And step by step.
Right.
There's no wow factor in that. That's
It's not.
fucking fun.
It's not.
This is supposed to be fun and entertaining, damn it. I don't care how dope the bars are. It's called the entertainment business.
It is, and it's not. And this is the thing. This is
not entertaining. Like the bars are dope. The bars are dope, but it's like it's not entertaining. There's no wow factor. Like
and the stuff that's attempted to be entertaining. It's angles at play here, but I'm questioning the angles. Because let's look at this angle, for instance, right? So he's basically calling Drake a deadbeat angle, deadbeat dad, and talking about we don't even respect the women that you smash because they confuse themselves with real women. But on the flip side,
wasn't this the dude sleeping with white women while he was having an affair with his wife?
Not only that,
with his kids then? This is what I'm talking about with the
not only that, Coop, but he aligned himself with Future, who is the most toxic, misogynistic guy that we have in rap. And on top of that, like Jay-Z said, in the future, somebody playing football with your son, Future got mad different baby mamas out here. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't the best dad role model. And Kendrick's aligning himself with him on like that, but didn't want to talk about, Drake as a dad or Drake how he's doing with women. So
see, but this is what I mean, AG. We keep on breaking it down.
Yeah,
breaking it down.
I'm parsing it out. I'm almost done. I'm in closing. But and here's the thing, right? To your point, Coop, to your point, right? Kendrick admitted to being, unfaithful and having transgressions on Mr. Morale, right? So why are you worried about what the single guy's doing? If he's out here smashing thoughts, that's his business. Like, you know what I'm saying? He's the bachelor. I mean, why are you worried about what he's doing? Were those women that you were like, cheating on your wife with, were they respectable women? Like, let's just keep it a buck, bro. Like, the righteous holier than thou thing is like crazy. Drake ain't married. He ain't even engaged that I know. If he out here doing his thing, he a bachelor, like, I ain't mad at it, whatever. So I don't like those, and I don't like contradictions in disses. I pointed out on Twitter the other day, Jay on Blueprint 2 said, I will not lose, so even in defeat, it's a valuable lesson learned, so it evens it up for me. He's admitting defeat, but I still learn from it, right? But then on So Appalled, he says, moral victories are for minor league coaches. Which one is it, Jay? Like, is it you taking the moral victory or you ain't about moral victory? So I hate contradictions and beefs, right? Kendrick in this record says, this is a friendly fade. Let's keep it that way. But in like that, he said, I'm snatching chains and burning tattoos.
I mean, but AG, this is what I keep trying to tell everybody, and I've been saying about Kendrick for years. That's who he is. He really can't explain to you the rationale for the things that he says.
Right.
He literally be talking fly to you because it sound fly to you. That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't take this. You got to look at the source.
Right.
Like, first of all, some of the same stuff that he's talking about, and this is what I mean about how it's going to be tough to fade Drake. Well, half the stuff he said had already been said because Drake has taken so many shots from so many different people. You know what I mean? There's not but so much material you're going to be able to cover. And so between the material that's already been covered and the contradiction and the source and the fact that the only reason that we're really talking about this record like that is because he ain't made a record like this in about 7 years, has in a good one, has in one that you can actually take outside, has a fan of his and be proud of, on the sense that he actually made a good song when the reality of the matter is there's no wow factor. It's too long. Don't kill me. Don't talk to me about verbally what he's saying. You started off a battle rap song singing over a Teddy P loop.
Yeah.
There's nothing about that says challenge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And let me say this, Coop. I think the colorism card is being overplayed too. Let's just call that what it is. Like, Ross started off with the white boy thing, but I'm like, I'm confused as to why you would do that, because Kendrick, I've been to a Kendrick concert. Majority of Kendrick's fan base is white. And so I don't understand trying to paint Drake, like if you got a fan base that has biracial people or white people, you trying to take that angle, like we don't want you saying the N-word or whatever. That's kind of alienating a group of your fans, because you're trying to shame somebody from doing that who's technically, black himself. So I don't, it's kind of weird to me, but I don't know what Kendrick's going to do if he performs this live and has 10,000 white people saying in unison with him, "We don't want to hear you say no more." Like, are you going to call out those 10,000 people for saying it?
Well,
Like,
he's not thinking about it, guys. That's what I mean. Like, first of all, it's very clear to me that this sounds like somebody, like I said in my video, that listened to 3 different beats, picked 2 of them, wrote this song so many ways because he's trying so hard. Like, a battle rap isn't about skill, it's about will. You know what I'm saying? Like, if the skill comes out, that's like a bonus point when you put that component of it together. But you got to have the will first, because the will is what gives it its energy. You know what I'm saying? The will is what gives it its edge. The will is what like puts it over the top. You know what I'm saying?
Let me ask you this.
This doesn't have that. And quite frankly, I told you these niggas just too happy. I mean, not Kendrick, because he's depressed, and that's why his last album was depressed. And the nerve of him, you didn't talk about the biggest contradiction. He tried to sneak in the fact and call his last album a classic. That album was no good. No good. He tried to sneak it in. He think he's slick.
And Drake does have classics. Drake does have classics. Let's not do that.
I mean, let's be honest. Ain't neither one of them made a classic in a minute. But Kendrick ain't made a dope song in 7 years. So it's like people walking around like something special going on. That's why I call them cowboy fans. Like, y'all make me sick. This man make one good song in 7 years. Make me sick. You make one good song in 7 years, and all of a sudden y'all want to start toting around the flag. About a year and a half ago, I interviewed Chris the Glove Taylor, who still lives in fucking LA. I asked him if they were playing that shit outside. He said he hadn't heard it.
Wow. But that's the thing, Coop. Do you think that this song warrants the boogeyman persona that Joe Budden, I think he's the one that coined that phrase and everybody adopted that. But do you think it warrants that? Because I hate to bring up Jay and Nas with Ether or whatever, but back then we all were there. When Ether came out, we knew Jay was on the mat and nobody was even looking for a response from Jay after that. It wasn't. So this situation, if this track is as dope as everybody's saying it is, they say it like it's a knockout punch, then why is everybody waiting on Drake's response? It should be lights out. It should be over, right? But in reality, this song is just on the level of push-ups. I put them songs about on the same level. I don't think this is any better or any worse. I think they're both good, solid jabs.
Okay, see, here's the problem. This is what I mean. It gets overinflated and it gets overstated because it's him. And this is exactly what I mean. I want you to really think about this. I've been saying on podcasts for 4 years now, I don't like Nostradamus. The only thing that makes Nostradamus sound good is Kendrick's last album. I have to stop talking shit about Nostradamus and 444. That album is so terrible. Those albums are terrible too. You know what else is terrible? Magna Carta, Holy Grail. It's terrible. Kingdom Come. It's terrible. Untitled by Nas. They're like, oh, the content's so great. Coop. How about I don't give a fuck? The album ain't no good. Next.
Right.
When Snoop dropped The Dogfather, I was like, the shit's not any good. Next.
Right. But
when Kane dropped Prince of Darkness, I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing? Is he a Playboy model? The fuck is going on? Next.
But what I do want to say,
when this guy doesn't perform, they're like, yes. When they're supposed to be like, next.
Yeah, Chris Brown got the best diss track out. Like, I don't think this was on the level of Chris Brown's joint to Quavo. But I don't want this to be all negative. I do want to talk about the parts that landed.
I said the song was good. The song is good.
Yeah, it's good.
The song is good.
The YMW Melly line landed. Where he said, I like Drake with the melodies, not Drake that's talking tough. I think he speaks to us as fans with that, because I felt that line. That line landed. But let's be real. Kendrick ain't, he ain't the tough guy either. You know what I'm saying? So if Kendrick is doing that type of tough talk, how much do we really believe Kendrick? And he's trying to call Drake out on it, you know? And then this is kind of a random thing. It's kind of a sidebar, but Kendrick talking about we hate the way you dress and all this and that.
Look,
I don't think nobody's checking in with Kendrick or like, you know, checking Kendrick for like the next fashion wave or whatever. Nobody's looking to Kendrick for that. So that was funny because even when Jay said at the Nas, you the model for Carl Kanai Esco ads, even though like Nas is a fly dude, we looked at Jay like, yo, Jay's a fly, you know, Rockaware denim on the Volume 3 cover. Jay can get that line off because he was looked at as like a fly dude too. That's why Dame said as a Harlem dude, he thought Jay was fly for being from Brooklyn. But I don't think Kendrick can talk about anybody's fashion sense. But the food, he did have the this is crazy. He did have the FUBU line and the Tommy Hilfiger. It made me think, yo, Sean, you remember them FUBU jerseys with the city? You repped your city on it.
Nasty era.
Nasty time, bro. Like it had your city on the front, the 05 on the back. I remember. I don't know if it was the LL Cool J joint that had the rhinestones on it. That was crazy.
This is what I'm saying. This is like some sort of ancient Chinese trick that this nigga is pulling on everybody. Because listen to your breakdown. At what point are you saying that he's destroying Drake?
No point.
At what point is that happening? Because if at no point is that happening, that's my whole thing when I say, well, this is just a good record.
Yeah, this is good.
If this is a battle, at what point have you been like, oh man, he really got the Drake with that bar? Or what point have you been like, oh man, be like, that really stung? What bar, how he gonna come back from that? I didn't hear any of that. You want to know I didn't hear any of that? Because it didn't happen. It only happened in the minds of these crazy KKKs running around here. I hate you all. I want
to know why he didn't address the Taylor Swift thing. Because Drake alludes to that a lot. He didn't address the whole Taylor Swift thing or the Brooklyn apartment.
His prime from 2009 to 2017. His peak is 2012 to 2017. The guy that everybody's talking about, you haven't seen that guy on a regular basis since 2017. It's 2024. Grow up. You know why? You know, like this is what I'm saying. Like people need to understand this. This might be his level. This might be it.
You mean his peak?
This might be as good as it gets.
Well,
you have no evidence. You have no evidence since 2017 that he can do better than this.
It should have been a knockout, but I really think this verse is on par with the. Y'all remember the Family Ties verse?
Is he not? No, I don't, because it's not any good.
That's my point. That's my point. I think this is on par with the Family Ties joint because he's doing a lot of the same things in the bars.
Listen, they just put this guy between Jay and Nas on a list, and people are walking around talking about you can't expect it to be takeover and ether level. Actually,
yeah, we can.
Yes, I can. Because the way this fan base and the way the media and the way this generation talks about him, if he's the best, then the expectation is that you perform at the level before you perform at their best level. So I do expect you to do the bridge is over. I do expect you to do the takeover or ether or the bitch in you or no Vaseline. Are you not being considered on that level?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You are being considered on that level. That is the expectation that you deliver, and that is not good. That is called great.
He's smoking on top fives, is what he said. So
he ain't smoking on shit.
That's what I'm saying. Like this verse is on the level of Family Ties. He's doing a lot of the same things. The Amazing Brother, like all that stuff that annoys me. He's doing that with the Crody. I get it that he's making fun of Toronto slang, but the Crody thing. Nah.
At the end of the day, if he liked that, the record would be like that. That's all I'm saying. If you like that, fam, then this record's supposed to be like that. It's just a good record.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck when you make a good record according to what your track record says you're supposed to be, according to what people say you're supposed to be, according to how the media portrays you in our space as our king. Good ain't good enough.
Yeah.
So ain't nobody trying to hear about, he didn't do anything. That's my whole point. If he's who Y'all say he just with a body fam. Instead, we got Low jumping out the track because Drake already ready for him.
He's ready. Move out the way.
He already ready for him.
Yeah.
Look, if it was an ether or takeover level, you'd be pausing and thinking like, hold on. You get shit started all the way.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing happened with that. Drake already about to drop something again.
But I think
Low had to leave this show about it. If the record was like that, why is this nigga rocked and loaded 2 days later?
Okay, this was supposed to be the record. I think people are gassing it because they're literally happy that he responded, because it was looking a little shaky there for a minute. And I think people didn't think that he was going to respond. So then he did respond. I think people got so overzealous and hype that they overinflated the record. It's a good record. It's a good jab. It's on the same level as Push-Ups. Not better, not worse, whatever. But I don't think it's as dope as everybody's saying it is. And to Coop's Cowboys point, I think that's kind of what you're getting here. The Cowboys saying, oh, we're going to win the championship this year. Like, this is our year. Like, everything is overinflated. And I said that the last show. This is going to be an uphill battle for Drake to win because Drake gets downplayed, Kendrick gets overinflated, and it's no objectivity or balance in between. Like I said at the top, if Drake would have got on a diss track crooning at the beginning, y'all same cats would have crucified him for that. So it's like, if you playing with, the rules different, then I can't respect that. So all I'm trying to do is point out inconsistencies throughout the song that people hype up for him, but not so much somebody else. But that just kind of, that's my vantage point. And, Sean, you was being a little quiet.
Yeah,
No, I'm not done. The last time,
go ahead.
The last time this nigga made an album, he's literally on that. I can't please everybody. I'm stressed out.
My auntie
and all that.
He said that.
He said stressed.
Look here, I'm gonna tell you, like I said during the review, if I have to talk about the writing on a hip hop album, be like, man, this is beautifully written. It's like we having the wrong talking points already. Because I should be telling you, oh man, these beats, this production, these rhyme schemes, these songs. Like, no, I was like, the writing's good. Great job.
I saw somebody
your whole damn life. The writing better be good.
Yeah, to your point, Coop. Like, and somebody said in the comment, the bars were there. The bars, in fact, were there. My point was, if he's just rapping to be rapping, that's one thing. But the punches weren't landing because he was saying stuff that's already been said before, and he wasn't doing them as creatively to the point where it's like, I heard that before, but it was crazy. It was none of that. And then also, it's just that some of the things that he's saying in the bars that I just broke down is just real contradictory, So I don't know, but everybody's gonna say that I'm hating, but whatever. It's not like I'm like riding for Drake or whatever. Poe was my guy.
I'm gonna quote Bumpy Knuckles. Just because I hate your punk ass don't make you no player.
Damn. Let me jump in real quick. Let me hop out. Let me show love to the super chat. Yo, thank you, KL007. Thank you, Mad Max, Christopher. Who else out there? Michael Williams. We appreciate the love. Thank you all so much for the super chat. Here's what I would say, guys. I wanted to hear what y'all had to say because I know y'all was holding back for the whole week, wanting to talk about this. And my opinion doesn't sway, but I do want to share this. I was on my flight this morning, listening to it over and over, and I was kind of breaking down the basics of what Kendrick is saying. And here's what I would say: this feels like 1,000 cuts. I don't think he was going for the knockout blow or the cannon blow. I think that he was really cutting Drake piece by piece. Again, I don't know if that's his strategy. I don't know if that's the trajectory of this battle where it's going, where he's specifically going at Drake by cutting him piece by piece to make sure that Drake know that I know some stuff. And if you continue to go down this road, I'm going to drop the big bombs. I don't know if that's what he's doing here. But what I'm saying, what I say about that is, when I listened to this, the first thing that stood out to me was I don't like the Kendrick voice, so that I don't like it, and that doesn't make me a bad person. I just don't like it, right?
Actually, Sean,
Yo,
to his fan base, that does make you a bad person. And
It
not only
does.
are you a bad person, you don't know anything about rap, and you need to get off people's lawn with that old mentality and behavior. It's all those things. Go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because people won't give that voice pass to nobody else. Let's just keep it real.
Right. The voice means a lot to me. I'm a hip hop head. The voice means a lot to me. The beat wasn't a knock you out the park beat. It was okay. So I'm not rocking with that too much. But what I can say, guys, a lot of the things that Kendrick is saying, I listened to this on my flight this morning. I listened to when I got home. I listened to when I got to the gym. And I wanted to sit with it, pause, to understand exactly where Kendrick is going with this. He's saying some stuff. He's saying a lot of things that you have to really pay attention to the backdrop to it, right? The backdrop to it is he's saying some stuff about, of course, a lot of people. I'm not going to say the names. A lot of people. He's throwing a lot of people out there. And he's tapping Drake and cutting Drake piece by piece by saying, yo, look, I got some stuff in my possession. If you want to continue to go down this road, we can. Here's my thing with Kendrick. If you do that, you have to be prepared with what Drake may have on his side. Drake has a lot of ties in the industry. A lot of these rappers, they pillow talk. A lot of these industry people, they pillow talk. So Drake knows going up against Kendrick, you're going up against someone that they call the boogeyman. I still haven't seen the boogeyman yet. I never believed in that persona, but they're still talking about this guy being the boogeyman. It doesn't matter. And look, you Kendrick fans, y'all can hate me if you want. I will slap the shit. I don't play those games. Those don't disrespect. But at the end of the day, what I'm saying is Kendrick came out the gate and it was okay. And it's okay to be okay because we may get the bomb later on. But let's not make this an ether thing. Let's not make this a takeover thing. Let's call it what it really is. The thing about Drake is this. Drake is not going to throw it out there, pause, if he doesn't know that Kendrick is holding on to something else. Kendrick is alluding to a lot on this record. And it took me about 3 to 4 spins to understand exactly where he's coming from. He has a lot of stuff that he's alluding to that I think that he's prepared to share if it continues to go that way. He talked about possibly getting a phone call from Jay Prince. He's talking about, getting a phone call from email from Drake about being on first person shooter. If you guys caught that. So he probably was the third person that was supposed to be on first person shooter.
Yeah.
And he probably was like, yo, we got to hash out whatever we got before I jump on the record with you and Cole. So now y'all come up with this record. We haven't addressed anything. You know what I mean? So Kendrick already know what it is. And again, I have love for the West Coast. I got people on the West. I got a team on the West Coast, actually, that go out there to show me love. So it's not a West Coast or a Canada thing. It's about where Kendrick stands and where Drake stands. If y'all remember when Ja Rule was going through this whole thing with 50 and Busta and M and Dre, all of that was going on. We were eager to get Ja up out of here. And Ja represent Queens get the money. But we were eager to get Ja up out of here. We were tired of Ja. We were tired of the hit records. We were tired of the singing. And some of you been out there singing your heart and your soul, What I Do About My Baby, in a club, drunk as hell, singing Ja Rule songs. But as soon as 50 pointed out the piece that we highlighted, we wanted him out of here. That's what's happening to Drake right now. We want Drake up out of here. You all want Drake up out of here. And Kendrick is the purest thing that you guys can look at to say he's the closest thing to hip hop, in our opinion.
He's the antithesis of Drake, but when you really dissect, never mind. I'm not. Never mind.
No, you're right, because all things can be true. All things can be true. We can say Kendrick gave him a lot of different subliminals, even in the direct diss. Think about that. He gave him a bunch of subliminals in a direct diss. He's saying stuff as far as Parkinson. That is a triple entendre because he's talking about Jay Prince. Jay Prince got, they had like, I think Jay Prince had a car lot. You know what I mean? He owned a car lot. He's saying some stuff in here. So there's a lot that you have to like really turn the pages to understand where he's coming at.
But do they land? The lyrics are there, but do they land?
I'm about to get to that. I'm gonna get at that. I'm gonna get off of that. I'm gonna bring all those back at the same time. I think what we are starting to see a divide is because we're so used to the different consumption of the music. When Nas came out and he said, "You got a house in Virginia, the only way you're sicker than us," when he was going at Cam, house in Virginia, HIV. Because during that time, people thought that Cam had the thing, right? Because he lost a lot of weight. We didn't know that because we had to like parse through the pages of what Nas was saying during that time. I don't think this is that much different. You know what I mean? That was a dope line. I don't think that was much different. But what Kendrick is doing is he's rapping right now. So if you see the divide, you see a lot of the rap guys, you know, like the Joes and what's his name? Old boy from the West Coast. Crooked Eye. You're seeing guys like that who's like really championing that because they understand where he's going with this. But then you have the other side, you have the buffoonery, like Rick Ross, who need to sit his, Wingstop, Beijing beard ass down somewhere. He's bringing this stuff up and being a distraction. But then you have us who are looking at it like, yo, if you're the boogeyman, if you are positioned at number 2 or number 3 on the pantheon of hip hop between Nas and Jay, we want to hear a class 5 level threat. For those of you who know what class 5 level threat is, go watch X-Men. Storm is a class 5 level threat. Magneto's a class 5
right.
level threat.
That's what I'm saying. Like
someone who whack you out.
It's like this. You got a 5-star recruit, but they perform at a 3-star level, and everybody's acting like, well, that's a 5-star recruit. It's like, no, I know it's a 5-star recruit. I'm just asking that motherfucker to stop giving me 3-star output because 3 stars is good and 5 stars is excellent. And if you're a 5-star general, you're gonna do 5-star general shit. This is not 5-star general shit, is all I'm really saying at the end of the day. That's the only critique of the record.
It's those 5 stars given without any proof. Kendrick is a 5-star MC, but the whole boogeyman persona, as far as battle situations, that's not warranted. That's not warranted.
Right? Yeah. He ain't boogied on nobody. How about that?
Right. If he's the boogeyman that everybody says he is, this should have been a knockout blow. Drake shouldn't be able to come out for this. This is not Story of Adidon. It is not.
First of all, it's not even that level, and that's not even the top 10 diss to me. But this is what I'm saying. For who everybody says that he is, still, like I said, if you were talking about 2012 to 2017 version of him, oh no, I get what you're saying and where you're coming from. But if you're talking right now, and you're telling me that he's the man, then he's going to have to make a record that reflects that he's the man. Because guess when Ice Cube made No Vaseline? When he was the man. KRS made The Bridges Over when he was the man. Nas and Jay made Ether and Takeover when they were the man, respectively, depending on which side you chose. That's what made the clash so interesting, because they both had their legions that was like, no, that guy's the best. No, that guy's the best. That was part of it. When Pusha T is doing Story of Adidon and Infrared and all that stuff, that's prime Pusha T. You get what I'm saying? If this guy is in his prime, where's the prime diss record? That's all I'm saying. Because guess what? He might be past his prime, which is why the record is just good and not great, because you haven't really heard him be great consistently since 2017, and it's 2024. All you fans make me sick. You need to get a grip.
Yo, your bark was loud, but your hit wasn't vicious.
Bars.
But here's it. At the end of the day, point blank period, it's like Jadakiss said during the versus battle. It's good, but it's not enough. And that's how I feel about it. That's how, sum it up. But for those of y'all saying that I'm hating or whatever, I'm just being objective. Go back to the last episode. I cooked the Drake tailor-made freestyle.
People don't understand this. When Nas dropped Ether, people were having conversations about Jay being the greatest MC who would ever live.
Right.
And they had to stop having those conversations when Ether happened, because it was like, well, hold on.
It was different.
Pause. A real pause. Not an inappropriate pause, but a real pause. Like, hold on. We might need to pause all that talk for a minute.
But to Sean's point, right quick. But to Sean's point, I could hear the makings of what could have been a level 5 threat there. Like if you take the end of the second verse, beginning of the third verse, him rapping in his normal voice, that energy with punches that was landing, if you take that for the whole track, then we're talking. But if I gotta like listen to the BS at the beginning, have this whole warm-up session, then him doing all these weird voices, if y'all like that, cool, more power to y'all. I don't. And then we get to the meat and the potatoes of the track. I'm already down, I'm turned off from the track by the time we get to that point.
Yo,
so
look, AG, let me do this real quick, fellas. Let me acknowledge some of these guys. I don't want y'all to think that we're shitting on y'all at all.
Absolutely, go ahead.
Mike Williams said, why criticize Kendrick for having the layered / lyrical diss? Did you not like the Royce and Lupe disses when they were going at it? Cool.
No, I didn't.
Lupe fan.
No, I didn't. Because I picked Royce and he got his ass cooked by Lupe, and everybody knows how I feel.
He sure did. He sure did.
Got that ass cooked up. He got fricasseed.
He did. Mad Max said the problem is you think he's a 5-star MC. Dot isn't even Scott Summers. Damn, or Gambit. Wolverine at best.
Nah, Wolverine the GOAT. Don't do that, Mad Max.
Hey, no, I'm there with you, Mad Max. I'm there with you. I like that.
I get what you're saying inherently, fundamentally, Mad Max. You're not talking about personal prowess. You're talking about superpowers given.
Right.
Mad Max also said, them beats, the voice is dead whack. Yo, y'all go at
the voices were whack and the beat was just okay.
Hey, Mad Max is the only person that agrees with me, evidently. So shout out to Mad Max.
First of all, Mad Max, just because it's a new show and a new day doesn't mean I'm about to agree with you. You agree with AG.
Yo, that is crazy.
Not changing anything. Refuse to agree with
you. You petty as hell, bro.
Yo, I just got a message. They said that Drake is going crazy on Kenny. I just got a message. I just got a message saying Drake is going crazy on Kenny.
We'll see, and we'll judge it objectively as well. Like I said,
right now.
I told you he got old school petty ass tendencies.
And he said, "I'm not even mad yet." So I'm getting information live right now from someone who's listening to it right now. Hey, so
yeah.
Look
here.
That's what we're doing.
2 days. Has it even been a full 48 hours? Has it been a full 48 hours?
Not quite.
The boy was sitting on it. Pause.
Been about 52. Been about 52 hours, maybe about 4 hours past when he dropped it 2 days ago. About 52 hours.
Roughly. Yo, I'm just
very
saying.
Problematic. What it is. It's very problematic. Hey, just remember. I told you. I hope it drops while we still on here, so I can laugh at you. Stands, KKKs, hate you niggas. It's worse. This song's just good. Here's the reality of the matter. Like, name other type of MC that could go 7 years without giving you consistently quality project where people would walk around and be like, no, he's the man, Coop. You're tripping. You're hating. It's like, hating on what? What is there to hate on? He ain't made no dope shit in fucking 7 years.
Not at all.
Like, here's the reality of the matter. And I'm always going to tell people this. When Rakim took 5 years off, first of all, when Rakim left, he wasn't widely considered the greatest MC of his era. He was widely considered the greatest MC of all time. When he came back 5 years later, you could listen to some of the records and you could hear traces of the guy that people were calling the greatest MC of all time. It's been a long time. The Saga Begins, New York, the 18th letter intro. It's like, no, there are bars and songs that represent the man that a lot of people felt was the GOAT. If this guy is like that, show me the verses and the songs since he came back outside that really reflect it. Well, you can't, which is why when he actually finally makes a good song that you can take outside and play in your ride and say that you're proud to be a fan of his, that you can actually use other than this record. All of that doesn't make this a great diss. It means your favorite rapper just made his first dope song in a while. And we ain't never gave niggas a 7-year pass before, apparently until now. Because y'all niggas, I keep telling people, it's like all these people that be talking this shit about Kendrick, it's like, you be bumping Mr. Morale? No, you don't. You're lying ass.
Well, here's my thing.
Hey, lying. Let me get two more, right? Let me get two more.
Go ahead, Sean.
The Cowboys still wearing Troy Aikman jerseys. That's who you niggas are.
Yo, chill out with the Cowboy stuff, bro. Come on.
Sorry. You have to accept it. You get your ass whooped by the Packers. Packers whooped that ass at home.
Yo,
That's what I'm
relax.
talking about. Packers got that ass whooped, and people like your fan base is still like right after they got the ass whooped. But we're gonna be number one contenders for the Super Bowl next year. We're gonna be number one contenders for the Super Bowl. Sure, you are.
Cool, relax. What's wrong with you? Yo,
fan base is what's wrong with me. These guys are wild. They're out of control.
Yo, Mad Max said, I'll hit my jack. Dot doodoo popping ish. He don't phase me. Pillow talk punches don't even graze me. The real Terrence already tased me. Sorry, bud, you're not him. If anything, I'm more Garcia and you're Devin Haney. So this is from Mad Max. We also have Ill Magic said, y'all think Kendrick will go at Lupe?
No,
wouldn't do that.
Nah,
not a chance.
Do that. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
I want to say this because I probably already done said enough. Because like I said, people act like I'm hating. I'm just being objective. Check the last tape. I went on a whole rant about the Drake AI record. So I'm just being fair and balanced across the board. But the thing I don't think we'll get a clear winner in this battle. Here's the reason why. I don't think either one of their fan bases, I'm talking about their core fans. Like I said, I don't have a dog in the fight. I'm a fan of both guys. I was hoping Cole came out victorious of this whole thing in that number one spot, but he waved the white flag. So, he's out. But I don't think either fan base has the ability to be objective in this battle. When Jay went at Nas, Blueprint, people say it's no such thing as instant classics. When I heard Blueprint for the first time, I was like, this is a classic album, number one. Number two, I heard Takeover, and being a diehard Nas fan since I was 13, thinking that he was the GOAT, I was like, yo, Nas might be cooked for real. And that's being objective as somebody who's riding with the opposite team, right?
Yeah.
I don't think anybody in this era has that ability to really be objective when their quote unquote favorite gets cooked in a diss. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's why we're seeing, like, if we're just being objective and putting facts out there, then we're hating, or then we're, deriding the other guy or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I just don't think people have the ability to be objective. And I don't think we're going to get a clear winner in this battle, because whatever happens, the other fan base on the other side is going to tell you different.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm gonna tell you the truth. He ain't made a dope record in 7 years until now, and now people are acting like it's something special.
I mean, people in the chats like look at me saying I hate Kendrick. Like, how many of y'all done been to Kendrick's show and got fifth row seats to his show and spent some bread to go see Kendrick? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, let me know when you did that and call me hating on Kendrick and not a Kendrick fan. I don't pay good money to see Kendrick.
I support y'all. Don't send super chats to AG and Coop. Send it to me. I like Kendrick. All right. I'm with y'all.
Sean can't quote one Kendrick bar. Don't let him lie to y'all.
Hold on. Listen to what I'm saying. Here's what's crazy about all this and how it's unfolded. Oh, I fuck with Kendrick probably the toughest out the three of y'all. I was in Cali when Section 80 dropped. Like, I came back out like literally a month after it dropped.
As was
it had the entire fucking city on fire. Absolutely. As soon as I touched down, I'm sitting down with my cousin, his homie. We going to the medicinal dispensary. We're going to get some medicine, and we're sitting in the whip. And the first thing niggas asked me when I sat down was like, "Yo, you heard that new Kendrick?" I was like, "He got new shit," because he had only really dropped one project before, and just by me being ahead, it's like I knew who he was. It was like, nah, like he just made like the album of the year. This was Section 80. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
This was back then. So I've been up on him since I was in Cali the summer Section 80. Like I was literally there right after it came out.
Same here.
Like
the energy was different. That's the Kendrick
energy was different. That's Good Kid, Mad City. The energy was different.
It was different.
To Pimp a Butterfly, when To Pimp a Butterfly came out, I wrote an article comparing it to It Takes a Nation of Millions to Hold Us Back.
No doubt.
Which is a top 5 rap album all time.
No doubt. Yeah.
When he was on this hiatus, and I was on the other show, I was the one that was consistently saying, no, just wait. He's going to come with it. Right. He's going to come with it because he's one of the greats.
Right.
And then he came with what he came with, and I look like a goddamn fool.
See, I'm glad you brought that point up, Coop, because I hate being wrong. Because I'm a Kendrick fan too, and one of my homies, one of my best friends, lives in
took up for
Greensboro.
him for years, like the entirety of the 5 years that he was gone. I took up for him.
Right, and he proved us wrong because my homie that lived in Greensboro said about 2 weeks ago, and now he's a Kendrick hater, certified. Don't like Kendrick at all. We talking about the Drake diss. I'm actually on the phone with him cooking the tailor-made freestyle, like, yo, I don't rock with the AI, all that stuff. And he's like, yeah, Kendrick will probably come back, use some weird voices, say some stuff, sound like an alien, and people going to eat it up and go crazy over it and say he won. Fast forward like a week later, dude looked like Nostradamus. Like, he looked right, because that's exactly what happened. Exactly what happened. You know what I mean? The weird voice thing, everybody swearing it's the best diss ever. I'm seeing on Twitter that it's just as good as Ether. I hit my homie up. I'm like, yo, you was right. I had to admit I was right, because I admit that he was right, because I was on the other end of the phone saying, like, nah, bro, if Kendrick come, he gonna come correct. He gonna come out with a legit diss. It's gonna be dope, whatever. And I've
done this before. This is what I'm saying. I remember when Dr. Dre and Snoop did the halftime show.
Yep.
That was literally 3 months before his album dropped.
Yep.
From the time that Damn came out until that Super Bowl show where he did not show up or drop any new music, I took up for him the entirety of the time.
You did.
Until that moment. Because when that moment happened, which was such a big moment for the West Coast, for his label, for the people who came before him, the fact that he did not have new, fresh, hot music pumping out was a big, big red flag.
Yeah.
That his material wasn't good. And 3 months later, the album dropped and the album wasn't good. This is after damn near 5 years of taking up for him and his space in our space, which was the number one space.
Yeah, that's
a space that's earned. That's a space that's earned, not given. That's what people don't understand. Like, the realest shit Andre may have ever said in relationship to hip hop is that you're only as funky as your last cut, and he ain't had no funky ass cuts since 2017. So stop telling me his funky ass is the number one nigga.
Well, the Hard Part 5 was fire. The Hard Part 5 was fire. We're not gonna do that. That joke was hard.
But, it was not fire. It was a little yoga fire flame.
That was
a little yoga fire flame. It was a temporary burn. You know, remember when Dawson just spit the flame and you just burn up briefly? Remember when Dawson spit the flame and you burn up briefly, but you still got back up? That's all the fucking the Hard Part 5 was. It's like a little flame. You get back up.
I'm just asking people to be objective. My son, like I said on here before, Kendrick is his number one rapper, his favorite rapper of all time. And he even tell me, like, yo, this ain't it. You know what I'm saying? And he's being objective. Now, he likes Drake too, and he got Drake up right now. He's being objective. Kendrick is his number one guy, and he can look at the disc, listen to it, and say, nah, this ain't it. It's cool, but it's not it. So I'm just asking everybody to be objective, you know what I'm saying, and take off the rose-colored glasses for a minute. For real.
Let me get some super chats real quick. Critical Mass said, Crooked I was talking about heads like Coop. Yeah, me and Crooked I was talking about Coop as well. Absolutely. Yo, KL007. Mad Matt Cyclops is actually an alpha mutant. Do your homework, watch the disrespect. LOL. The Kendrick diss was cool. The problem is nobody has fun dissecting it. I agree with that. No one wants to sit down and dissect the songs right now, especially the way we consume music today. We want to get to the point so we can move on to the next.
That's 007, Sean. 007 represents Queens too. Oh. He's Queens too. He's Far Rockaway. He's Far Rockaway.
Okay, Queens get the money. You're so Mad Max 007 Cyclops is a level above Wolverine as a threat level.
Y'all not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. We're not gonna do this. Y'all not gonna do this. Y'all not gonna do this during the show. All right. Don't do that during the show.
X-Men is where it's at. Yo,
X-Men is always where it's at.
X-Men is a crew. So I'm a segue. Do we need to get on to our next segment?
First of all, since we're talking about the X-Men crew, ain't nobody fucking with Phoenix. No way. What we talking about?
Hey, you know who getting that Phoenix? Cyclops. So who's? I mean, Scott Summers got both
He
of them
literally
on lock.
look. He literally got a chick that got that bomb.
Absolutely. Yo, cool.
Literally.
You'll mess around and get burned. Like,
Yo, this is a family show. What y'all doing? Yo, what is wrong with y'all? This is a family show. Yo, for real, thank y'all for the discourse on the Kendrick topic. Y'all have to understand, my man Coop is in a tough spot right now. He supported Kendrick for a long time, and then 3 Stacks came around and dropped the Flute album, and he hasn't healed from that. So I think as a community, as family, as friends, we have to help Coop be able to recuperate, if you will, over the Flute album, and now Kendrick dropping what he dropped.
Yo, first of all, there is no healing from the Flute album. That's gonna take years. That's gonna take years to heal from. Do you understand? Like, eventually, at some point, I'm gonna have to go. Like, I wasn't joking. Like, I did a post last year. It's like, yo, I may need to go talk to somebody like about this shit, because it's like he really made me angry. Like, no, I don't think you understand. I'm still pissed off. I may need help about that shit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm
like,
with you.
It's like, why am I mad at 3 Stacks though? Like, doctor, like, for real, why am I still mad though? Like, am I heartbroken? Like, what stage through the breakup am I going through right now that has me behaving this way in public? You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand. Can you talk to me? Can you help me? You were charging me $100 an hour. You need to tell me something good about what the fuck my problem is.
Yo,
hey, the same people gassing this Kendrick. This is the same ones who gassed the Flute album. But I digress.
Oh god!
Because everybody want to be woke. Everybody want to sound like they're hip hop purists.
Man,
like,
you either read and are well read. You either read and are well read, or you not. That's what really being woke is at the end of the day. Being woke is being informed, being well read, being well educated. It's like you either that or you not. Like, listening to a Flute album or a Kendrick song ain't about to increase or decrease that shit at the end of the day.
I'm gonna say this, guys, and we can move on because we get into our main topic.
These niggas is not Marvin Gaye. Like, you need to stop them.
You have 2 rabid fans. You have the Drake fans. You have the Kendrick fans, and they're clashing at the top. I don't think it would matter if Drake would have come out and say, "Skinnamarink dinky dink, skinnamarink do, I love you." They'll go crazy. Kendrick could do the same thing, and they will go crazy. Like, yo, the bar, he said, "I love you." He don't really love you. Like, they'll make up.
Did you see how he put it together? Did you see how he put it together?
How he bob and weave and skinnamarink dink. Yo, think about he's dissing somebody. He's dissing somebody with skinnamarink dink. Nah, it's just we love who we love, right? When Nas dropped Ether, we were like, yo, this is it. Like, Jay is like, this is the death of a dynasty starting right here today with Ether. When Jay dropped Takeover, I was like, yo, how is Son gonna come back from this? This is the figure 4 leg lock. How is he gonna come back from this? You know what I mean? And 3 months later, I'm in Newport News, Virginia, in a club, and they said, here is an exclusive of Ether. And I'm like, yo, Queens get the money again? Everybody surround me. Let's talk about it. So we understand. We come from that cloth. We champion who we want to champion. But like AG said, let's just make sure that we keep it above board. Let's make sure that we keep it funky across the board. Because the messages I'm getting right now, if I'm getting some messages right, it's blowing me up saying that Drake is on one right now. So,
but if it ain't it, we gonna say so. That's my point.
We got to. We don't have a dog in a fight.
None of these records are back to back to me, even, which is a borderline.
I'm gonna just be real. Game chimed in on this whole thing today. None of these records are Pest Control. Pest Control is one of the best, like a top 5 diss record to me, and I think the Black Slim Shady is better than this Kendrick record.
I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I don't know.
That was creative as hell. I like that record.
It was creative, but I don't know.
But guess who's the messenger? People don't like. They don't.
I said that.
If
people don't like Game.
If Kendrick would have done that,
if Kendrick would have did Pest Control, I mean, if Kendrick would have done Black Slim Shady, it would be the greatest diss record of all time.
There we go.
Of all time.
If Kendrick would have just did Joe Budden's diss records, the Wake or Making a Murderer, they would be saying it was better than Ether. Let's just keep it real, but I don't think it's the messenger. People didn't look at Joe as in Drake's weight class, so it fell on deaf ears. But those Joe Budden disses, That Kendrick, this ain't touching none of Joe's. Joe put out like a whole EP to Drake though, but
Absolutely.
It's not. It's not even infrared level or Story Adidon level. It's not.
No, it's not. It's really not.
But that's the thing though. When you listen to Pusha T, it's clever, but it's not over your head. It was written like Nas, but it came from Quentin. That's more powerful, and that's more wow factor than all those research bars.
Right,
because you know exactly what he's saying. Think about it. He's referencing a great MC, a classic album, the name of the album, and the name of the person who's ghostwriting, and then connecting the dots because the name of the album it was written. That's just as high level as what Kendrick did, but way easier understood.
Right.
And because it's easier understood, and when it catches you the first time, you're like, ooh, that's the wow factor that this record is missing. It's supposed to hit you. It's supposed to be like George Foreman or Joe Frazier punched you in your chest, nigga. It's supposed to be like, ugh.
I was about to say that. It's a difference between getting punched in the chest and getting punched in the nose. You get
the punch in the nose. The punch in the nose might have you looking different longer, but that punch in the chest hurt more.
It hurts.
Your sternum may hurt for days.
It's different. You'll imagine you're right. A lot of other fans keep sidestepping around morale, and it's sad. You can't hide.
Do.
We do this.
Like,
we did
hey, look here. The album ain't no damn good. Come back with a better album. It's been fucking 2 years. It came out May 2 years ago.
Right.
For sure.
Absolutely.
If you got it, prove it then.
Prove it. So again, I'm still getting messages on the Drake disc. So based on this, what I'm getting right now,
I ain't worried because
this is no cap. This is no cap. Y'all can see I'm not going to show the whole message, but y'all can see the messages coming through on the Drake shit. Like, so it's real. And this is somebody who's actually like in that room, in one of those rooms that attached to the room. You know what I mean?
Look here, when the record's like that, anybody can catch the fade, man. Common faded Ice Cube, and nobody knew who Common was.
Right. Let's
you know what I'm saying? It's about the record. It's about
Sean, you want to jump off the next joint? You know what I'm saying? So we can get into that real quick.
Yeah. We're gonna
any closing remarks because we done cook Kendrick a lot. I feel like
just I haven't cooked Kendrick. Everybody, my opinions did not reflect what my partner said. Don't come at me because you come at me, I come and slap this shit. Yeah, I can be anywhere at any time. Let me just say that.
Sean do travel a lot. You don't want to get the slip.
I do travel a lot.
Do not get the shit slapped out of you in your city by Sean when Sean pull up, please.
But probably just think about the high schools I slap niggas like, yo, don't be the first one.
He really was just chilling. Sean really was just chilling in the Noya with Juvie, and we got the pictures. We just not posting the pictures.
Just 2 nights ago. I was just 2 nights ago.
Please, I'd hate for Sean to come slap the shit out of you in your own town.
Because
we're gonna lose a subscription if that happens. So, like, please don't do that. Please don't do it.
I'm not a podcaster. I don't know how to act sometimes. But much love. Thank you guys for the super chat again. I see Mad Max. LOL. It's not Oracle from Mace or Gucci the Truth. Gucci the Truth was pretty rough. I'm not gonna lie. That shit was rough.
A lot of great disses floating out there. This is what I mean. Like. It's not even the Kiss the Game Goodbye freestyle that we was talking about with Will when we did the interview for Hip Hop DX. This isn't better than the Kiss the Game Goodbye freestyle. Beans cooked for about 4.5 minutes straight, just like, yeah.
Kept going.
Your name is Moa, nigga. Most of you bitch.
The threat level was so high, we thought it was going to be an issue when they see each other.
But a lot of people wasn't around for that, you know.
You're right. They don't understand that.
Right, but on some rap shit, like fuck the tension, not fuck the tension, but like on a rapping ass rapper battle rhyme level, the way Siegel tore at Kiss was like every other bar you were like, oh, you started bobbing and weaving like you was getting hit.
No doubt.
It's not the message, it's the messenger. I can't say that enough. You know what I'm saying?
It is. When you're using all these fucking voices and like doing all this technical, like, man, get at this dude if you're getting at this dude is all I'm really saying.
But we love it all. We love y'all for even give a pushback.
No. I don't love all y'all. Some of y'all full of shit.
I love all y'all, man. I love all of y'all. Thank y'all for the pushback. And we definitely invite that. So thank you all for that.
No doubt.
So let's get to the main topic, fellas. Let's get to the crew love topic. AG, you want to kick us off?
Actually, I'm gonna let Coop kick it off. I need to be excused for like just 1 minute, bro.
Yeah,
All right.
Yeah.
That's cool. So, are we starting our crew love topic with our posse cuts, or are we talking about our crews?
Yo, man, you the lead dog. What you want to do? Pause.
I want to talk about the cuts first. You know, I'm music at the end of the day first. So it's like if I'm picking, we can talk about the music and then talking about the crews before we slide off.
Okay, let's do that.
So, what if I told you, like, because I've been saying for a while now that All About the Benjamins is the best posse cut ever.
Mm.
But what if I told you that, like, the Self-Destruction really should be number one?
Self-destruction?
Self-Destruction.
Mm.
Is that posse cut status?
It is.
If that's posse cut status,
it is.
When I'm thinking about the quality of the song, when I'm thinking about the quality of MCs, thinking about the content,
yeah,
thinking about the beat,
yeah,
thinking about the bar work,
yeah,
Self-Destruction might be number one on the list if actually that's the case.
Self-destruction?
Self-Destruction. Think about it. Like this culture got bred out of us handling our beefs and our problems in a more proactive way without choosing violence. Hip hop is based on the fundamentals, actually, as violently as we talk in this space, for as much violence is taking place in the space. It was essentially created to squash all the violence in the neighborhoods. No. Y'all gonna dance battle this out. No, DJs, y'all about to scratch and play the records. Like, you know what I'm saying, and settle it. Like, y'all got a problem with each other? Y'all gonna play the records and settle it. Y'all gonna dance and settle it. Y'all gonna rap and settle it. And so why wouldn't Self-Destruction be a contender for at least the number one spot when we're talking about what hip hop is really based on and what hip hop is about? Because it's what hip hop is about, and it's a message saying, hey, let's not go too far. And it's kind of prophetic in the sense because we ended up going too far. And in going too far, we lost two of our top 5 MCs, in my opinion.
Oh, yo, so we doing, my bad to interject. So we doing the posse cuts first before we do the other segment?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, I mean, it ties into the crew love because we're talking crew love songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was submitting to Sean that Self-Destruction might be the greatest posse cut record ever. If we like talking about what really checks all the boxes and it's still that classic quality hip hop record.
So we going for 15, right?
Correct.
Here's why I would probably be cautious to put it in the crew love category or posse cut category.
Okay.
This was a collective at a moment where it's an outlier. That's how I feel. I think it's an outlier. I think that, to your point, Coop, all the points you made, I feel like this collective came together for that specific situation. It wasn't so much.
It's not catch and wreck. It's not just catch a wreck on the mic. Like,
right. It was the message had to be sent during that time because of all the things that were going on during that time. And I think that with that record, it's a posse cut, but I think it's more of like just a collection of dope MCs at that time getting together to talk on a pandemic at that time when it came to violence and what was going on in the Black community. I don't know if I can categorize that amongst the pantheon of crew, of crew love or posse cuts. That's my opinion. I could be wrong.
No, that's why I was asking, because it checks more of the boxes of a number one posse cut than all the other posse cuts. It checks everything that hip hop is and is about.
Yeah, no
but
doubt.
Like I agree with Sean. It's something that kind of stands alone,
right.
for what.
So we're gonna ask. So I'm gonna asterisk that. You know what I'm saying?
Right. So did y'all define like the posse cut? What we're going like? 4 more MCs. Wu-Tang is ineligible because they're all in a group anyway.
Yeah.
Okay.
We got a whole show for Wu later on.
Part of why I'm wearing the Wu-Tang shirt is because it's like, well, they're not going to be represented in this conversation because everybody knows if we're talking like posse cuts, it's like, well, if we were really making a top 10 list, like Wu-Tang would end up with like 5 of the 10. Like, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. They would end up with 5 of the 10, and they're a collective unto themselves, and we need to do a show highlighting like their contributions to hip hop, which is virtually unmeasurable because we've never seen a crew be that great together and produce so many stars separately. They truly are like a one of one in hip hop, so they're not part of this. But for me, the buy-in on a posse cut is simple to me, and that's 4 or more.
Yep.
Right.
That's the buy-in for a posse cut to me. Is there 4 or more? If there's 4 or more, it's live posse cut action.
Right.
3 is not a posse cut.
Correct.
No.
Right.
We would be here for eons. We would name 100 records if we went 3.
Right. So now that we're here, we got everything established. I think
they can't be part of a group together. So like Bone records don't count. NWA records don't count.
Right. Unless it's other people on the track with them, like in that aspect, even with that, it's like, because I thought about this, Thug Love and Notorious Thugs. It's like, well, those are Bone records with a guest appearance. Even, you know what I'm saying? Right. No, not that. But like, take for instance, DMX has done started something with all of the locks, and then DMX.
No, that's a posse cut
like that. And then, but I wouldn't count Big's Last Day because it's just Big and the Locks.
Right.
I wouldn't count Notorious Thugs because it's just Big and Bone. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I think those are like
cut.
I think that's blurring the line a little bit. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think the best way to look at a posse cut is the Juice Crew with the Symphony.
Right.
Because that's essentially the
that's
a perfect example. That's the tent pole right there.
Yeah, that's the template for a posse cut is the Juice Crew with the Symphony, which is on my list, by the way. And it better be on y'all. We're gonna fight early.
Well, yeah. It's on. But what I wanted to do is get some stuff out of the way early, because I think we know what's kind of like on most of the top 20 lists, and we got to weed and parse some stuff out. But I came up with a pool of songs that could be dark horse candidates to maybe slide in at the bottom of the list. And this could be real quick with like a yes or no from y'all fellas till you think it, because we could table it if it got a fighting chance. These are some that might be forgotten, but might have a fighting chance to get on the list if y'all want to run through those, if y'all don't care.
Yeah. Real quick, Matt Max, that Blackface and Most Def is legit. That's an actual thing that happened. He was auditioning for, I think, a play. But that is actually true.
All right. So I'll just read through them. Y'all say yes or no. Rough Riders Anthem remix.
No.
Okay.
No, it's not gonna make the cut.
Sean, you was quiet. What you got?
Come back to that one.
Okay. Scenario 2000 with Eve, The Locks, DMX, Dragon.
No.
That's closer, but I'm still gonna tell you no.
No.
Okay.
No.
Watch for the Hook, Cool Breeze.
Okay. So I have that in contention, except for I feel like there are 2 posse cuts better that come out of that camp. So that would be my problem with that song. But go ahead.
But we should table that one, right?
We can put a circle around it. Put a nice little circle around Watch for the Hook.
All right. The Anthem by Sway and King Tech had RZA, KRS, Eminem.
That comes to mind. I don't know if it's there. I don't know if it's classic enough. That's more underground head stuff than that is classic, like hip hop, like people are familiar with. Yeah, like there's a line between it executing on the lyrical level, but also being something that's identifiable and a special moment for the culture.
Like I said, these are all dark horse candidates. These are the ones I'm not counting to get in, but had a fighting chance. So you agree with that, Sean?
I would respectfully say no, but I love the record.
Yeah.
One Train, ASAP Rocky.
It's just not good enough, but I love the record.
It's knocking on the door.
All right.
Yep. I feel like if we were doing top 20, it has a possibility of making a top 20.
Okay. I don't think this one is talked about enough, but Stranded on Death Row.
So can I tell you what? You and me, we think alike, because I actually played that record today. And here's what I'm going to submit to you about why it doesn't make the list. It's one of the weaker beats on the Chronic.
I love it. I love the beat.
Yeah.
Okay, beat-wise, is it better than Lil Ghetto?
On the Chronic, if we're comparing it to everything else, yes. But I do love the beat. Yeah.
But it's not even up to par for the album that it's on production-wise.
I see what you're saying. Sean, do you agree with that?
Yeah.
Like think about this. Is Stranded on Death Row one of the 5 best songs on the Chronic? Because I would tell you no.
Hell no. No, not at all.
But then it can't make this list. It's not classic enough.
All right. Got my mind made up. Pot, meth, red.
I think that's a definite. I think it's a possibility.
Table that one.
Circle it.
Sean,
Circle
what you say? Because I say yes. I feel like they got a chance of squeezing in the back of the 15.
It could.
All right. Forever, Drake, Kanye, Wayne, M.
It crossed my mind. I think for the generation, possibly
Modern.
like about the generational impact, we can maybe like put that on the board. I just don't think the quality is there on those bars because all those guys got better verses on better guest appearances.
M killed that though. Don't front. Swagger like us. That one was a little underwhelming.
I think it's up there though. I think for the moment that it had, it was a big moment.
I feel like Kanye and T.I. bought their A game, and I feel like Jay and Wayne just bought A game.
T.I. had the best verse on that.
I agree.
So we tabling that one.
But Kanye's the one that really set that song off. It's like he got you invested in the song. Mr. West is in the building, Swagger on 100,000 trillion.
He did.
Y'all know I got it first. I'm Christopher Columbus. Y'all just the pilgrims. Thanksgiving, do I even gotta dress it? Hermes pastel, I'll pass the dressing.
Yeah, it was tough. So we tabling it, or it's not strong enough.
It's on the borderline. It's on the borderline.
I'll put a mark.
I feel like that and Watch for the Hook are on the borderline.
Okay. We Taking Over by Khaled with the Stellar Wayne verse.
I hated that song.
I think I'm So Hood remix is better than that though, and that didn't make my list.
Okay, we'll take that off. The Graveyard, Big L.
None of those MCs are where they're supposed to be except for L.
Yeah, Jay was nah. All right. Headbanger, EPMD.
Yeah.
It's a possibility.
Table that. Beast from the East, Lost Boys.
That came to my mind, but that's really more about Cannabis's verse than the entirety of the fucking Posse cut.
Nah, Red got off. Red got off. I mean, it's Red, so Red's gonna get off. Like, what you say,
like,
Sean?
how about this? Most of the other Posse cuts don't have a 2 out of 4. Like everybody usually comes with it on a Posse cut. That's my thing with a Posse cut. It's like, did everybody come with it? Because like on the symphony, if you go listen to Craig G and Master Ace, they sound great. It's just that Cool G Rap and Kane are in their prime, so it doesn't matter how great you sound.
Very good point.
This overshadowed all of that, so it's hard to put it up there, man.
All right, so I'll take that off. These next two are going to be curveballs because I don't know if people really think about them anymore. Fantastic Four and Fantastic Four Part 2.
I'm one of the people that like Part 2 more than Part 1, and people call me crazy, but I would tell you neither one of them make the list.
You're not crazy. I didn't think they'd make the list. I just wanted to mention them because I don't think people think about them like that. Ride or Die from Rough. Oh, my bad, Sean. Go ahead.
No, I was agreeing. I think they ride outside the door. I don't think.
Okay. Ride or Die off of the Rough Riders compilation.
Oh, you talking about the intro, the Ride or Die intro to like Part 1?
Yeah.
Beat's not good enough.
I agree with that. Yep.
Yeah.
For the Fam, Emil, J, Beans, Bleak.
I would table that because I love that fucking record, and that beat is ridiculous. That beat is ridiculous.
It is. And coming off the heels of that, I got You, Me, Him, and Her, even though Emil only had I don't even know she had 8 bars.
Nah. That ain't making it.
World War III off the Rough Riders compilation.
No.
I love that record, though. That's one of my favorites.
It's just not good enough.
What do you say, Sean?
It's not there.
Not to make a top 15. Not to make a top 15.
No.
Keeping It Gangsta remix.
I'm a big fan of that, but I'm gonna tell you no.
It's not there.
Because
like
we're gonna have a couple remixes make our list that blow that remix out the fucking water.
Good point. Like I said, all these are dark horse candidates that I didn't know that we would talk about, but I think one can sneak in. And the last one I got on this dark horse list is Grand Finale.
Which grand finale? Little John's or
the Little John, Nas, Cube, Jadakiss. Yeah, that one.
I love that
shit's
one.
Pretty tough.
It is. I don't know if it cracks the top 15 though. I love it. It's a
should we table it for now or mark it out?
Because to be honest with you, they all bought their A game on that record. And they kind of went in order of OG status. So hearing Nas and Cube rap back to back on a record is rare. I told you motherfuckers, Kobe didn't take that pussy. Get money, get paid. You can beat that shit, even if the DA is a piece of shit.
Yeah, that was
I
hard.
remember that. Yeah.
All right. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dark horse candidates, and everything else I got on my list. I got about 20 that's probably close to shootings.
Well, hold on. Well, let me go ahead and step in since we're taking self-destruction off. I'm gonna start off eye for an eye with Ray and Nas and Mobb Deep.
I got that on my list.
I got that on my list too.
All right, so we in unison on that. Let's just establish the 15, then we can rank where they fall.
Yeah.
But
All about the Benjamins.
I got that on my list.
Sean?
I'm sorry, I'm getting messages still. I'm sorry.
Benjamins.
Benjamins, yeah, definitely. It got to be on there.
Yep.
Symphony is on there, right?
Got it on mine.
Okay, so here goes how I feel right quick. Thought Process and Get Up, Get Out. Dungeon Family shit.
I got Get Up, Get Out on mine, but not Thought Process.
Sean?
I do have it on mine.
Get Up, Get Out?
Get Up and Get Out. I have Get Up and Get Out on mine, not Thought Process.
I don't think Thought Process makes it.
I don't think
so. That's cool.
I
feel like the bar work on Thought Process is better, but Get Up, Get Out's the bigger, better song.
Absolutely.
I got Blackout off Flesh of My Flesh, Blood of My Blood. That's Prime, Lox, J, and DMX. And I think that's the best posse cut from that whole Rough Riders era, in my opinion. Because they're all special on that record.
There's no way this doesn't make the list.
Like, Kiss, for me, on that record, Kiss stunted on J and on X and on Styles on that record.
Yeah.
Like, that's Kiss's coming out party.
Yeah, we'll get to that, the verses, for sure.
Okay, so Blackout makes your list. So we got 5. I Shot Your remix.
I got it. That's my favorite beat of all time.
I can see why you feel that way. It's okay that you feel that way.
That's one of my
that's
top tier for me. That's to me, that's top tier.
John Blaze.
I got it.
I got John Blaze on mine.
Yep. Pun has the best verse on there, right? We're clear on that, right?
He edged out Nas. Yeah.
Yeah.
It ain't no edge.
No, I say edge.
I reign. What'd he say? I reign supreme inside the visual. Try to supply my spiritual with the physical side of this lyrical. I appear in your dreams. No Freddy.
No Kitty. Technically, he definitely got it. But for me, it was a photo finish because Nas is saying some crazy stuff on there. To me, he took it back to Nasty Nas on that verse.
He better had. Did you hear Pun's verse? 24 hours.
He rewrote his verse. Nas rewrote his joint.
He better had rewrote his verse. Pun sound crazy on there.
Pun went crazy on that.
Yeah, Pun got the best verse, but Nas is a close second.
Agreed. Yeah. 24 Hours to Live.
I got that one.
I got that one.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got 9 of the same records. International Players Anthem. Outkast UGK.
I don't have that one.
I actually forgot about that one, but that one's up there. I didn't have it on my list, but I'm gonna put a mark beside it.
Yeah, circle that. Circle that. We can talk about that because right now we got 3. I'm sorry, we got 8. We got 8 records decided. I'm gonna keep it Southern. 3-6 and UGK sipping on some scissor.
I don't think that makes it.
I don't think it makes it.
You don't think that makes it?
No.
That's wild.
I might be
down here. First of all, you're gonna get me cut down here, but okay.
You know what? You're right. It might be on there, but I have
not over these other Southern joints. Nah, no.
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's be real.
Sipping on some scissor is pretty big down here. Okay, I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. We can table it.
Yeah,
that's why we ask the tough questions.
I got a dark horse for you that people maybe not have thought about. The Ladies' Night remix with the Brat and Missy.
It is a dark
and
horse.
Kim and Angie. It was pretty tough.
Showing love to the ladies. Look at him politicking for the ladies this time. Y'all was talking about me on the last episode.
No. AG. Ladies, AG doesn't care about you. That's what Cooper's here for.
Yeah. Yo, but nah, that's a good pick. I didn't have that one. I guess I'm on my misogynistic tip today, but you know what I'm saying?
Circle that. We can come back to that because that's a really dope ass record, and it was big.
Right. Now I think
and Left Eye. Yeah, Left Eye on there.
For me, like that's one of the best just hip hop records in general of all time. But I think that on Posse cuts, for my aesthetic, I'm more so looking for just like the crazy bar work, the lyrical sparring from MC to MC, that come on the track. But the Ladies Night joint is just, and same thing as International Players Anthem. Both of those are just great records.
It's a banger.
Yeah.
Okay. I do have Got My Mind Made Up on my potential list because I wrote 20 songs down, so I got my mind made up.
Yeah, we had that one tabled. Yep.
Okay. Flavor in Your Ear remix.
Got that one.
Is that on there? I feel like it's on there because the way Busta Rhymes and Biggie Rhymes. I mean, just for Biggie and Busta's verse, it's on there.
What, Sean? You say you didn't have that one?
I didn't have it, but it should be on there.
That's crazy you didn't have it, man. Your hip hop card get revoked, bro. I don't even know if you need to be on the pod anymore.
I got others that edged it out. That's why. I mean,
Okay.
I wasn't
That's
mad
crazy.
at that one, like 66%. Y'all had like a single digit. Y'all like 9 and 6, respectfully. But I mean,
So
That's crazy.
So I got the
That's
original
worse.
scenario.
You not having Flavor in Your Ear remix is worse than anything I said about Kendrick on this show. That's like,
First of all, you didn't say anything wrong about Kendrick. It's just
That's
his family.
egregious.
They have you traumatized. You need therapy now because of how they've treated you and made you change your takes.
oh no, I'm
It's
not changing
okay.
anything.
You
I'm
can
standing
heal.
on my square.
You can heal from this scenario. I have the original scenario though, not the remix.
I do
Yeah,
It's
too.
the original for me.
I do too. I got the original scenario on here.
Same. I had that one.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We got 10 of the same record right now. Banned from TV.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
That's 11. Niggas done started something. I feel like that's questionable.
I got that on mine.
For me, it's not. That to me is not.
Really?
But we can.
I think Blackout is better than Niggas Done Started Something, and they're kind of similar records.
Not by much, but if I have to cut one, it would be that one. I would keep Blackout over it, but I love them both almost
You
equally.
think they're both top
And
15?
Mace's verse on that is
That might be Mace's best verse.
Mace.
Crazy on there. Amazing.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Okay, so that would make 12. Reservoir Dogs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. No
Reservoir
doubt.
Dogs is on there for
Hey,
you.
yo.
Can I tell y'all something? I never loved the beat, and that was always my problem with the record.
I love
Never
that
loved
Shaft stuff, man. Listen, and
I didn't love the
Styles P is crazy for that one, bro. Going at Jay on his own record is wild.
beat. Yeah. Shoot niggas backwards just for
Corona
practice.
Queens, man. Corona Queens, Styles P.
He is from Corona originally.
Corona Queens,
Yep.
baby.
So y'all got Reservoir Dogs on there? That means 13. My last record, Affirmative Action.
I got
it.
That would mean we have 14 of the same records. That means only one record can get in. So we're gonna have to have some hard conversations right quick.
Before we start cutting, Coop, I got 1, 2, 3, 4 that you didn't mention that I thought you would. So I'll just go with those real quick. 4, 3, 2, 1.
No, I don't think so.
What say you, Sean?
Because I Shot Your Remix is so much better, and it's coming from the same core artist, and the performance on I Shot Your Remix is just better.
That's a valid point. I ain't think about.
It's touchy. It's close. I'm not gonna lie. It's close.
I'll put an asterisk by it.
Yeah.
Because I had it on my list, and Sean says close. Your opinion don't count, Coop.
So Mike, Triumph is not on here because we're not counting anything from Wu.
Correct. So Appalled, Coop, you alluded to how dope that was the other day, but you didn't bring it up here. That left me confused.
Yeah.
I thought I was the only one that felt that way, so I didn't want to bring it up to an objective conversation with
Nah, bro, stand on that. Stand on that. I love So Appalled. It's one of them ones.
I have So Appalled as like I have an asterisk by it on my list.
Okay.
Right.
Off to the side.
And I got Monster. Is that asterisk status?
No,
No.
because So Appalled is better, and it's the better Posse cut on the same album.
Agreed. So I'll mark out Monster. And the last one I have that you didn't name, Coop, is Live at the Barbecue.
I have Love at the Barbecue on mine.
Okay, so here's my thing. Nas is just so much better than everybody else on that song. It kind of takes the whole Posse cut a feel because he literally snatches the show from everybody.
He does.
I don't like Posse cuts like that. Part of what makes the symphony so special is because Craig G and Master Ace, like, they're brilliant.
Yeah.
Then Cool G Rap and Kane start getting into it.
Yeah.
And you can tell, like, there's that feeling when Kane is rapping that he heard G Rap's verse and just like refused to let it go. So there's some dancing going on. He's like, no, I'm not giving it to him like that.
Yeah, I still go back and forth for who had the better verse on that.
Me too, because lyrically, I would tell you Cool G Rap has the better verse, but Kane did the things that Kane does well. It's like delivery, punchline, voice. He nailed it.
Yeah.
Did we say eye for an eye?
Yes.
Yeah, eye for an eye. So I'm gonna tell you what we got so far that's the same, and it's 14 records. Eye for an Eye, All About the Benjamins, The Symphony, Get Up, Get Out, I Shot Your Remix, John Blaze, 24 Hours to Live. By the way, notice that the locks are on a lot of these records. Scenario, Blackout, Flavor in Your Ear remix, Niggas Done Started Something, Banned from TV, Reservoir Dogs, Affirmative Action.
So that's 14. And all right, so let's go through the asterisk joints and then eliminate them.
Okay.
So 4, 3, 2, 1. I'm gonna go ahead and eliminate that one. We had an asterisk by that because I don't think this. I agree with Coop. It might not be strong enough to make this list. So Appalled, we have an asterisk by that one.
Okay, let me ask you something. Is So Appalled better than I Got My Mind Made Up?
Yes, it is. I hate to say it, but it is.
Think so?
The
Sean,
thing,
break the tie, because I tell you, I Got My Mind Made Up is still a little better.
I Got My Mind Made Up is
it's a better song, but the thing that Sci-Hi, Pusha, and Jay are doing on that, and Kanye.
If we talking bar work, it's not even conversational, which is crazy to say on the record with Tupac, Method Man, and Redman. But yeah,
let me throw Monkey Rich in that.
Forget I'm sorry, Sean, but we taking I Got My Mind Made off the list because they cut the Deck verse, and I'm still pissed off about that. So that don't need to make our list. Because Deck be getting did dirty by floods, people cutting his records.
You gotta let that go. You gotta let that go.
Bro. I ain't doing it.
We gotta let that go. I'm sorry. Stop being an old head, man. Relax. Let me ask y'all this. I want to throw Murky Rich real quick. Is Mercy?
You want to know what?
I ain't thinking about Mercy.
I'm taking Mercy over all those records, actually.
That's why I'm here. I'm here to bring that.
I like that play.
Sean, what?
Man, no, like, because to be honest with you, like, that was one of those moments where I was like, there you go, Big Sean. Yeah. Way to step up to the competition table.
Not only
because the guys going after you are going to kill shit. You can't afford to be the weak link on that record. And not only is he not the weak link on that record, but he might have the most quotable lines. Now we out in Perry. Yeah, I'm Perry. Yeah.
But
girls politicking, that's the Sarah Pay.
But Chains' run during that time was crazy.
And bar wise, Pusha has the best verse. 2-door, preference, roof gone, George Jefferson.
Yep.
That white frost on that pound cake, so your Duncan Hines is irrelevant.
I still love Chains, man. Chains.
Chains went crazy.
You're gonna see lawyers and niggas and Jordans.
Yo, it was so simple and straight to the point.
Chains went crazy, yo.
No, Chains, you know what it is? It was his bar style on there because he found a timing on the beat none of the three previous MCs had found, because they were all like Sean and Kanye were bouncing. Like Pusha T was more your traditional rhymer, but his whole bar style the hold up, catch up to my campaign, coupe the color of mayonnaise.
Yeah, that pocket was crazy. Yeah,
the pocket that he found was crazy on that record. I don't know. You want to know what, Sean? I might be with you on Mercy.
So so we marking out So Appalled and substitute.
Yeah, we marking out So Appalled for Mercy. Yeah, because Mercy is a comparable beat, but it's a more impactful moment.
I got Mercy on the beat on that one. I like the Mercy beat better.
That's why I'm here. That's why I'm here.
Okay, nobody said
Sean, we're not doing that. Like I named like we're not doing that.
Why you was here, fam? Nobody asked you why you was here,
bro. Because I named like 20 records. Coop followed that up with like 20 records. You throw one record in the hat, like yo, that's why I'm here.
That's why I'm here.
Come on, no, we ain't doing that.
Wild. I do the head wild. I do the body punches. I go for the head. Pause.
Yo, that was crazy. That was egregious. You just need to calm down. Sit this one out, Sean.
Yeah. Let me put this clown away real quick. Real quick. 88 Spencer said, "Big Cap ladies in the house, featuring Bahamadia, Lauryn Hill, Precise, Treat, and Unique is dope. It's definitely not making the list, but it's dope." Yeah.
I agree.
I think
For
it
sure.
is from Philly. Shout out to Philly.
I
Watch
mean,
for-
how about this? So is Mercy better than Headbanger?
For me, yeah.
I think so. I think it is, man.
I think so too.
That beat
I
is
think so too.
crazy.
That beat is special.
That beat is special.
Yeah.
That beat is,
Grand finale, is that getting taken off?
Yeah, it's not better than Mercy.
it's not bad.
Bars are better.
Can I throw one more monkey wrench out there? Because this is what I do.
Okay,
1-900
please do.
Hustlers.
That's only
That's not
3 though.
4 verses. Yeah.
3.
How many?
Siegel
Three,
is
you
on
gotta
there,
have
but he's
4
just
more.
doing the talking in between.
That's right.
Yeah, Siegel's just talking. But I love me some 1-900 Hustler. That's one of those songs that it's like, you want to know what? 1-900 Hustler kind of day.
Yeah.
So grand finale's off the board for the fam. It'd be tough for the fam to make this list.
No, it's not making the list.
Nah,
It's not making the list because it's not better than Mercy. Got my mind made up. So appalled. It's
Yeah.
not better than those records.
I'm just interested. Who y'all think had the best verse on for the fam?
Who's that?
Siegel.
Oh yeah.
Siegel.
And you got to drop a mill. So yeah.
Man,
Siegel.
Bleak, y'all don't put respect on Bleak's name. Bleak came through with the energy on that track, setting it off, man. Not enough people give Bleak his respect.
Philly cat back at it.
I mean, Siegel had the best verse, but people be hating on Bleak, man.
Bleak was a
Late
rapper.
night, club night, Mecca track dikes. No,
What'd you say, Sean?
Bleak was a rapper.
See, man, you got to be on here being a Bleak apologist, man.
that's that Queen's energy. That's that Queen's energy.
Yep.
Bleak
All
was
right.
a rapper.
Got my mind made up. We taking that off, right?
Mercy or got my mind made up would be the question for me for that last spot.
That's a tough one.
Yo, I don't know if we got 15 though, because didn't we have? No, I don't think. I think we have 14.
Okay.
Hold on,
That
we got
would be
I4 and I. We got I4 and I, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Benjamin's
Mhm.
Symphony.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get Up, Get Out.
Yep.
Yes.
Blackout.
Yep.
I Shot You remix.
Yep.
John Blaze.
Yep.
24 Hours to Live.
Yep.
Scenario.
Yep.
Yeah.
Flavor in Your Ear remix.
Yep.
Niggas Done Started Something.
That's the one that we was questioning.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would tell you, I would take So Appalled over Niggas Done Started Something. That's just me.
But we still got Watch for the Hook table, Got My Mind Made Up table, Forever, and Swagger Like Us is not gonna make it.
I don't think so.
I would
go
take
4-3-2-1 forever. I'm be honest with
me
you.
too. Me
And
too.
we still got affirmative action. I'm sorry, not affirmative action. We still got International Players Anthem and Ladies Night remix table.
Yo, Born Gifted just said boot camp click heads not ready.
Nah.
That's my
Operation Lockdown would be a better pick.
That's in my joint. Oh my goodness. But they came in together though, so you can't really count that though.
Did they come in together?
Boot camp click. Yeah.
So what's our tally at? Let's get the list wrapped up.
Is that 15?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. If we count the joints that's table, we got to cut 4 more.
Yo, Kenny Max and the Master P out. Yo, that's intentional. Shout out to Master P in New Orleans.
Make them say make them say can get some honorable mention.
Yeah, they get honorable mention. Yeah.
All right, we mentioned this, so moving forward. Watch for the Hook. Does it make the list? Yes or no?
No.
So, man.
All right.
Off the books is a good one too.
Off the books
isn't enough.
It's 3 verses.
That's 3.
It's 3 verses. Yeah.
Need 4.
All right, Ladies Night remix. Coop, are you gonna pander to the ladies, or are we gonna what are we doing? I'm leaving this one up to you.
I kind of want to put my cape on for the ladies. Record's really big. Lisa Left Eye Lopez, a little ATL in there. The Brat, Chi-Town, Lil Kim, New York, Angie, New York, covering a lot of bases. Missy on the Hook, where she literally says you ain't gonna be using me for singing hooks like Patti LaBelle or somebody.
Is that joint on streaming?
Huh?
Is that joint on streaming?
I'm not sure.
Shit, I don't know where it is anymore because it was to that movie. What was it? Was it like a Martin Lawrence movie? Was that the Nothing to Lose lead single?
I don't remember because you know what I'm saying. You know we got to give this to the fans, so that's I'm just throwing that out there.
I don't know. Here's my thing with Ladies Night. Big moment, but there's hard to point out like some bar work on there that was really special.
It's a great record. I put it this way. I'll put it by itself like self-destruction, like we did earlier in the conversation.
Might have to slide it over. We can slide it over into self-destruction territory. That's
All
good.
Right. All right. Sean was going to be misogynistic anyway and say don't include it, so we was just saving him the trouble.
Sounds like something you would do.
So,
unnecessary.
International Players Anthem. Yo, that's wild that we tabling the ladies and then going straight into International Players Anthem.
Yeah, we sound terrible. Mostly you two. Ladies know that I love them. I've been repping for the ladies for years.
Oh man.
Okay. International Players Anthem or Mercy?
I'm going Mercy.
Whew. That's a tough one. I'm not gonna lie.
Mercy's more exciting to me. Okay, so let me tell you, so this is some Southern bias here. You know, Project Pat did that beat first. On his it's either on Mr. Don't Play or Getty Green. I feel like it might not even be on either one of those albums. So for Cats in the South, we had heard a Southern nigga like do that record before. I just feel like that they took it to the next level, like lyrically, but Project Pat had taken the same beat, sampled the same way before. Like it's almost virtually the same.
I'm gonna tell you this. Whichever one we cut between those two, that'll put us at our 15. I love International Players Anthem. That's one of 3 Stacks' best verses. But if we want any representation of a modern era, we got to go with Mercy.
Yeah,
because
Mercy.
that's the most modern era track we would have on here.
Yeah,
I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that.
What'd you say, Sean? My bad.
That's a tough call. That's a tough one.
We do have South representation with Get Up and Get Out.
Yeah.
And I don't think International Players Anthem is better than that.
It's not.
It's not. As great as it is, it's not. It's not.
It's not. It's that. You know what? That is it's Ladies Night with better bars. Like to kind of like juxtapose it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It's a great song.
Yeah.
But really,
and I don't think we should. Yeah.
I see you, cool. You can't give love to the players after shunning the ladies. So I see what you did, Coop. So we going with Mercy.
So mad to say Annie Up remix.
I like the original better.
It's that the original is so much better to me. I'm with AG on that one. I just love the original so much. It's like that's one of those records. It's like you can remix it all you want. I'm still gonna play the original more. All right. Flavor in the Ear remix is up there for me because it's like I feel like I play the remix as much as I play the real version, and the real version is a fucking classic.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, fellas, it's time to rank them. We got our 15. LP. It's not a super chat, but I want to read it out. He said it doesn't need to be represented if it's not up to the standard. Mercy, in my opinion, is up to the standard. That's one of the dopest Posse cuts, you know. I mean, I think it can crack the top 15 list. It's definitely top 20.
I think Mercy is up there.
It is definitely. When Mercy was out in real time, everybody was going crazy to Mercy. Like, let's be real.
It was a moment. No. When Mercy came out, it was a moment.
Yeah,
it was. You can't deny it.
Nope.
Yeah, you can't.
So can we rank them?
It's got everything. It's got the entertainment. It's got the beat. It's got the wow factor. It's got the bars. It's got the energy. No, Mercy is there. I'm with Mercy
for sure.
Can we rank them offline and go to the cruise?
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. Yeah.
It's getting late.
Yeah, it's getting late.
We can fight amongst ourselves about the ranking.
Yeah.
Right.
We'll put it out there to the
and the verses and who had the best verses.
Yep. So to the cruise. The cruise is tough. I mean, I can start it off so we can get through it. Of course, you got Rockefeller. You really can't deny that. You got one of the best in Jay. You got Beans, lyrical assassin. You got Emil. I'm just kidding. You got Bleak, who had his moments. The
really Rockefeller crew is so interchangeable, though.
It is.
It's like you got 97 Rockefeller, which is like Sauce and Bleak and like Jazz.
That's the first iteration. Yeah.
And then it's like 2 years later, it's like, well, you got Bleak, Beans, and Jay.
Yeah.
And then like a year after that, it's like Jay, State Property with Beans. You know what I'm saying? And Freeway and PD and Oskino, Sparks, Chris and Neef. Like I feel like there's a few iterations. And then there's when Kanye comes along on the back end.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you have a few iterations of the crew.
My favorite iteration was the early 2000s one with State Prop, and this is just before Cam and the Dipset were introduced in the fray, because they always seem like they're separate thing, you know. But before we deep dive, you know, down the Crew Love thing, like me and Sean had a conversation, you know, off air, because we was trying to distinguish what was the main difference between a group and a crew or a collective. And the only clear-cut thing that I could come up with is how somebody is introduced to us, right? Wu-Tang was introduced to us as a group, and then they all branched off solo, you know, versus we just got through talking about Rockefeller. Even if they put out a compilation album as, you know, a group, they all were introduced as solo artists or little duos or, you know, groups by themselves. So that's more of a collective. That's more of a crew. So if you're like introduced to the world as a group, then that's a separate thing. So we're not going to be putting Wu-Tang in this Crew Love situation or a Tribe Called Quest or nobody like that. So it's, you know, just wanted to make that clear.
So, no, and I understand that. So for me, so look at it like this. For me, it's Rough Riders, and I'm going to tell you why. Go look at our Posse cut list. 24 Hours to Live has who on there? Blackout has who on there? Niggas done started something. Crew Love is supposed to translate through the music. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a fact.
And so like to point this out, it's like, well, notice I didn't mention one Firm song really, except for Affirmative Action. And it's because of the personal things that went on, the Crew Love never really got to shine like that. Yeah. Rough Riders Crew Love shines through the music. They have so many great cuts. Think about it. One of the chopping floor things was the Scenario 2000 remix.
Yep.
That's Rough Riders.
I love that beat.
Three records. No, I'm sorry, 4 records, because they're on Reservoir Dogs too. Think about it. 4 of our 15 Posse cut records have Rough Riders involved, because they're the actual crew that makes the best rap music together. As in, when you mix and match those guys, like you might get Kiss and Styles with Even X, or you might get Chic and Styles. Like it don't matter how you parse it out. When Rough Riders came with their shit, they were actually the best crew because it translated the best musically.
Yo, real quick.
And listen, it translated on mixtapes. It translated on songs that didn't make albums, and it translated to albums. It translated all the levels. It's like, no, them niggas is nice on the mixtapes. Them niggas is nice on each other's albums. They nice on the compilation albums. They nice on the shit that never touches albums. And so for me,
you just made me think of something I forgot. Tommy's theme. That got one.
Made Men in the Locks. Yeah.
That's one that
I'm talking about.
Could have been a dark horse. I don't know if it makes the top 15, but that joint is crazy.
I don't think it does though.
Top 30.
Yeah.
It's dope, but it's not top 15 though. But Sheik went crazy on that, having to rap after Jaden Styles do that back to back.
Here's the thing about it. The Locks are the best teammates in rap history because together they make magic. But if you go put them somewhere else, Money, Power, Respect with DMX,
they stand out.
And Lil Kim, like the Locks.
We left that joint out.
Huh?
Say it again.
We left that joint out.
We did. That might
Mercy gotta go. Mercy gotta go.
Damn.
Mercy gotta go. Mercy gotta go.
Mercy might need to go. Because that's the track that identified Kiss too when he said, I sneeze on tracks and bless you, I'm special. If you like working out, then I'm gonna stretch you.
Yeah. Mercy gotta go.
That's what I'm saying. So Rough Riders is a crew. Think about it. If we put Money, Power, Respect in, that'll be 5 of our 15 have one camp on there. That should let you know that they're the best crew. Because 5 of our 15 come from that crew in some sort of type of way.
Sean want to get off the super chat real quick.
I got two of them real quick. LP said, I'm speaking in general. Hold on. I'm speaking in general, it should stand on its own, not just because a modern song needs representation, same with any other genres or time frame.
Well, LP, that joint just got cut. So.
Yeah.
New God Flow is only 3 people. That's Ghost, Ye, and Pusha.
Yeah.
Shout out to Brandon Rogers, the $10 super chat. He said, would New God Flow be considered a posse cut or no?
No. It's three verses.
3 verses.
Yeah. But yeah, shout out to LP, man. Yeah, what you were saying about Mercy just got cut in real time because we were slipping and forgot about Money, Power, and Respect. Coop just said it casually in conversation. I'm like, yo, that's not even on our list. It's crazy.
But they're everywhere. But look at it. That's another Rough Riders based song.
Right.
That's the Lox record. That's the Lox breakout record, actually. You know what I'm saying?
So Rough Riders got to be number 1 for us right now, right?
Rough Riders got to be number 1. If we're keeping it to hip hop and keeping it to the music, Rough Riders is the number 1 crew because they're the ones that supplied us with the best music. Think about this. Think about all the crew compilation albums. Name a better crew compilation album than Rough Riders Volume 1.
Right.
The Volume 1 was dope though.
Volume 1 was crazy.
Volume 1 had Down Bottom. It had What You Want. It had the Kiss the Death record. It had the X record at the end.
Yeah.
It had the Ride or Die intro that Adriel was talking about, deserves honorable mention.
Yeah, It had those Symphony 2000. I can't listen to What You Want, anymore. But
so quick sidebar. I met Eve the summer that came out. She came to the record store that I worked at in Charlotte. She was just in some Daisy Dukes and a tank top. It was glorious. It was glorious. It's glorious.
I'm about to put the picture out.
And she was cool. She was just round the way girl with it. Like, this is before she was big. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
Okay. There's no need to stunt on me. You don't have to do that. You didn't have to do that. You want to know what? You want to know what? The show is over.
Yo, it's nasty that Sean got that joint that close. Like, that's wild.
Yo, that's nasty work. Like the fact that he's keeping the picture with Eve close like that is wild. Okay,
give me 2 seconds.
You want to know what? You want to know what that is? That's offsides on the play. That picture's too close. Offsides. That's a 5-yard penalty.
Wow, for that one, yo. That's crazy.
Wow.
My man had that joint like the Wolverine meme.
Well, here's the thing about it. When she popped up, she wasn't a star yet like that. She just had this one record, so we didn't know if she was going to be big. But I was there and I watched her sign. See, our thing at Manifest was that the artists that used to come in used to have to sign one of our little styrofoam ceilings. You know what I'm saying? Remember the old ceilings that caused asbestos and all that? Yeah. So we used to take those pieces down and you had to sign one of those. And so I was there when she signed one and she was so cute and so sweet. And they were like, Coop, why aren't you talking? It's like, because I haven't figured out what to say yet. It's like, because I don't know if I want to ask her about a rap career, if I want to ask her out right now, because the motherfucker fine. But she came in there like around the corner way chick from Philly. You know what I'm saying? Like, she was super cool, super humble. I don't appreciate you putting that picture up while I was trying to tell my story.
I mean, that's what I'm here for. I'm not here for anything but that. We need to control the interface. AG, we need to control the interface so we can cut Sean off when need be.
Listen, that was not a flex. The fact that he pulled that joint out real quick.
It's almost like he was waiting for me to say something about Eve so he could pull a picture. Right.
Listen. It is not like it was a joint on his phone. It was a physical. Like, this, my man got a Polaroid.
I don't think you understand. He took that to his local drug pharmacy store and got those pictures made and kept that picture. That's back when you could get the pack of like 34 pictures and they would make double and give you the fucking negatives and it'd be like $17.99. You'd be like, bet.
Yo, man. Shout out to Eve and shout out to Stevie J as well, man.
Yo, try you wild.
I hope your shoulder feel better, homie.
Yo, Sean. AG. Okay. I got a Stevie J story too, but we're not gonna talk about that online.
so do Sean.
No, you don't. For real?
I do.
Yeah, we'll talk off air. We'll talk
offline. Because you want to talk. Hey, look here. All I gotta say, look, before I tell the story, pause.
Yeah, that's wild. Yo, man, that's crazy.
That's crazy. I got
Yo,
No, that
Sean
nigga Stevie
pulled
J
that
crazy.
picture. Listen, hey, Coop, Sean pulled that picture out like a grandma pulled a picture out of her grandbabies out of her purse.
No. It's like this when my baby graduated in 2005. She's a chemical engineer now.
Oh, y'all want to see Maya?
Yeah, don't do that. Don't do
Are you doing mine too? You want to know what? It's time for the show to be over. Let's pick. We're not going through all these crews. We're picking 5 crews and we're getting out of here. Rough Riders is number 1.
Sean got that secret shoebox.
Yo, I can't with this dude.
Yo, this is crazy. Oh man. Oh, this is wild. But yeah, man. I got a buy-in. I got a buy-in for number 2.
Go ahead.
G Unit, man, because we've never seen somebody usher in a crew and take them to superstar heights as well. Like you always had the front runner of the crews, and then you had the other members of the crew that couldn't reach quite the stat. And 50 was out of here, don't get it twisted, but couldn't reach that same level of superstar status. Everybody in G Unit was pretty much going platinum. And
you want to know what? You make a very valid point, AG, because it's like I've never seen a crew have the other crew members. Like, think about it. This nigga did 10 mil, but no, Game did 5. Banks did a couple. Buck did a couple.
And they had every region on lock. Every region. They had the West, they had the East, they had the South with Buck. And they put it this way. Yayo was a star and was locked up in jail and came out and put out a gold album.
Yeah.
That's true.
Off the strength of them just shouting them out. That's crazy. I mean, they might be number 1. The quality is there with the locks.
Let me push back on you. Because why don't you have Dungeon Family or the Native Tongues ahead of G Unit?
Dungeon Family would be the only one. I can't put Native Tongues above them.
I'm not. Native Tongue. Hold on. First of all, the Native Tongues got Daylight and Tribe under their belt. So just if we talking album material,
and that's more than
fucking everybody up.
That's more than
Daylight, because Daylight and Tribe have arguably 3 classic apiece. That's 6 classics floating in that collective. So G Unit don't have 6 classics.
Well, true. The classic records that their quality is there, but if G Unit go on an international tour and Native Tongues go on an international tour, what's happening?
Hold on.
We just talked to Will about this the other day.
But this is what I mean about Native Tongues and Dungeon Family, though. They spawned whole generations of MCs and styles of MCs after them that came after them. G Unit is just G Unit.
Good point.
G Unit is just G Unit. Native Tongues transitions into the roots in common.
It's a lot of people. It's a lot of people off that tree. But what about G Unit's impact on the mixtape circuit?
It's arguable. How about this? It's like, here's the thing. They got Get Rich or Die Trying in the documentary.
Yeah.
But it's like Native Tongues got the low end theory.
Yeah.
And Midnight Marauders.
I would say Rough Riders.
I'm not done. 3 Feet High and Rising and Balloon Mind State and Stakes is High.
But with that mindset,
dead, and People's Instinctive Travels. The albums trump the mixtapes to me. So it's like if I'm leaning,
that's true.
Here's the thing. Outkast got those 3 Outkast albums. Yeah. They got Southern Playalistic, ATLiens, and Aquemini. Goody Mob has Still Standing and Soul Food. They got Witch Doctor.
They cover too much ground with their members. They cover too much ground.
They birthed Future. Future is Dungeon Family. That's Rico Wade's cousin.
So I would say that Rough Riders need to slide down a few notches. We need to look at putting, the Dungeon Family or Native Tongues for 1 and 2. And then G Unit probably 3. I would maybe even argue G Unit over Rough Riders.
Whoa. You putting G Unit over Rough Riders?
I can't do that.
Impact? Who has the bigger impact?
Rough Riders.
You think
Rough
so?
Riders over the long haul. They were here before and after the G Unit run. Think about this.
That's fair.
Think about what happened in the Garden. Think about what happened in the Garden of Dipset when they just went against the Locks. There was no X, no E.
But I think
there was no crew. Like, think about this. Dipset, and for whoever they were, and they might belong on this list, they couldn't even deal with a faction of Rough Riders, which is the
No.
Locks. Don't let DMX be around and show up.
Right. No, I agree with what you're
Right.
saying, but for me, I compartmentalize the Locks because I still have that bad boy era in my mind, but they were still under Rough Riders management. You know what I'm saying?
So they were always under Rough Riders management.
So if I'm looking at it like that, then yeah, I'd give it to Rough Riders. But in my mind, I'm like, okay, well, half that time they was bad boys, so I don't count it. But you're right.
Yeah, you can't. Do
I would tell you.
You got
see, this is what I mean. If we're going by all the things, it's Rough Riders. Because here's what I'm saying. Well, Rough Riders has the Jadakiss albums, the DMX albums, the Locks albums, and the two Eve albums.
Yeah,
right.
That first Eve, well, both Eve albums, the first two albums was major. Yeah.
So that's comparable. So it may not be better album for album than Dungeon Family and Native Tongues, but they made more classic posse cut songs like a crew than those crews did.
Yeah. Right. The Unit was more lightning in a bottle. It was fast, but it was, you know, massive impact, but it was over almost as quick as it started.
Absolutely.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
The Lock just pulled up to the Garden and stepped on Dipset. Everywhere we go, people want to know.
I'll be honest, they would have did the same to G Unit.
Right. But would y'all
see, here's the thing. I don't know about that because there are enough songs with G Unit members that are big enough to fight off that Lock Street shit. That's what I'm saying. It's like, think about it. Like, think about them 50 mixtapes and the Banks and Yayo joints. Think about something like
they're not the performers that the Locks are. No, they're not the performers.
First of all, very few people are the performers that the Locks are. We found that out at Madison Square Garden. We found that out at Madison Square Garden. It's like, no, don't fuck with them dudes on stage. They hold their breath when they rap. So
between Native Tongues and the Dungeon Family, what would y'all have as 1 and 2? Because I think it's
Native Tongues number 1 for me.
Okay.
I think I would have to take A1B, honestly.
I would have to take Native Tongues because I feel like they have about 6 to 7 classic albums to Dungeon Family's 5.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's like, so even if they're 1A, 1B, or 1 and 2, then Rough Riders would be 3, and we're saying G Unit 4. That would slide Rockefeller down to 5th. And is that because of? And I'm just asking questions. Coop, is that because of the disjointedness of the crew, like over the eras? You know, where you have different iterations of it.
Lack of classic Rockefeller songs, I think, would be their hurt. Because
were they really crew? Because, like I said, I felt like J and them may mess with Dipset too tough, and they were their own thing.
How many? Like, think about this. Our bar seminar this week was Siegel's verse on Crew Love.
Correct.
How many joints do they really have as good as Crew Love though, as a collective? Because the Locks, like Rough Riders got like 20 joints like Crew Love.
Right.
Like Crew Love caliber.
You would have like to name the What We Do, them type of tracks. But yeah,
you would have to name everything. Like you could go to the Rough Riders compilation and pick 5 songs. And then you could go to X albums and pick a couple records. Then you go to the Locks albums, pick a couple records. Go to Eve's album, pick a couple records. Go to the mixtapes, pick a couple records. What I'm saying is that Rough Riders covered all the territory.
They did. But they
covered everything.
As a collective, they don't have a lot. Just like I saw Kenny Mac putting my Death Row. As a collective, Death Row really didn't put a lot together.
Right.
Like
outside of 2001, and Doggy Style, you really don't have a lot of collaborative stuff from Death Row.
Right.
Not like people think.
No,
like think about this. Got My Mind Made Up's the only posse cut
they were
on a double disc album.
Right. They were
Dog Food don't got a posse cut.
And Dre wasn't producing for him like that. You know, he only got 2 records for Pop, you know.
Right.
Did he even do any records on Dog Food? That's what I'm saying. Is it's like
he did.
The posse cut feel is really on Snoop's album and on 2001.
Yeah, Dre was out of there. Let me ask y'all, you know, if Rockefeller would be 5th, what would y'all have to say about the Saint Lunatics? Because I think something needs to be said for Nelly coming from St. Louis is not really a hip hop region, and he went like he sold crazy amount of records and then put his crew on that nobody had ever heard before, and they were pretty successful. Not that they didn't have bars and stuff like that, but
the degree of difficulty, AG, is probably the toughest degree of difficulty
out of anybody on this list, right?
But then you got to look at like, okay, so
I don't know.
Hold on. I mean, more Southern bias. What about Cash Money and the Hot Boys? They did more than Saint Lunatics.
Yeah,
they did.
Every time I come around your city, bling bling. Pinky ring worth about 50 bling bling.
They really did.
Yeah, I would put Cash Money and out probably No Limit over Nelly and the St. Lunatics. Yeah,
right.
No Limit was crazy.
I think Cash Money might be ahead of Rockefeller. Am I being Southern biased when I'm saying that?
I don't know if I would go that far.
I don't know. It doesn't sound crazy because Rockefeller, you got Jay, you got Beans, then there's a drop in that. As a collective, there's a drop.
Right. How about this? Rockefeller don't have a bling bling.
They don't.
They don't have a song that encapsulates and symbolizes their era the way that they have bling blings. They got the Hot Boys. They have the actual Hot Boys record. We on
what
fire.
Would you say? What would you say is the closest? Would you say Rock the Mic is the closest thing they got to that?
But that's just two of them. That's not a bling bling. Yeah. What about Project Chick? You know what I'm saying? What about Number One Stunner with BG and fucking what about The Block Is Hot where Juvenile and BG are going back and forth on the hook for Wayne?
Yeah.
Like where are the Rockefeller records where you got like Siegel and where you got Jay and Siegel going back and forth on a hook for Bleak?
Right. No, you're right. You're right. It was a concerted effort with their camp. You know what I mean?
It was. It was.
They did a lot of stuff together. You know what I'm saying? What Rockefeller moment from a guest artist is bigger than Wayne on Drop It Like It's Hot on Back That Ass Up? You feel me?
I can't.
They don't have that. Like, so Cash Money is a crew to me. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because you got to think about it. They had the Hot Boys, which was the four of them within that crew. They had Big Timers, which is Baby and Manny. But then they all had their solo shit. But everybody jumped on the solo shit. Like they on Juvenile album, they on Wayne album, they on BG album. Bling Bling is literally a Hot Boys record. And
for them as a crew, I have them over No Limit.
Oh yeah, they were just better MCs outside of Mystical, and Soulja Slim. You know what I'm saying? And Soulja Slim actually went solo towards the end and wasn't even on No Limit like that. So it was really Mystical.
And they champion Cash Money more so than No Limit down there anyhow. I was just told that this week. Okay. So peep the background of that. P went to Oakland. No Limit started in Oakland for a long time. If you didn't know, you would think that P was from the West Coast.
Right. Yeah. So P bought the Oakland hustle out the trunk hustle back to New Orleans. Right. But when P came back, Baby and Slim was already UNLV and bounce music and Juvie with Magnolia, Soldier Rags and like all that. Cash Money was more rooted in the New Orleans culture. P did the right thing too, because here's the thing: P could have just stayed gone and talked that shit and blew it up. Absolutely. So P actually did come back, but he did leave. Cash Money is New Orleans owned and built. You know what I'm saying?
Cash Money down there. They love.
Yeah, that's what they were saying down there, wasn't they?
Yeah, absolutely.
Everywhere I know. My barber for 15 years was from Fifth Ward. I've heard all the stories.
Yeah, they champion those guys down there. I was in Juvie Tuesday. That's all they talked about. They don't even talk about No Limit down there. Master P don't get no love down there like that.
Look here.
Not like
Juvie's the fucking man down there. People don't understand.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to slight Wayne at all when I say this, but
no.
New Orleans reveres Juvie in a way that I don't think they revere anybody else, because with Back That Ass Up at 400 Degrees, he's the one that really put New Orleans on the map, and he's legendary and gold down there forever for that.
Well, Wayne was vying for trying to be the best rapper alive, and he's in GOAT conversation, especially to people of this generation, because he tried to please the people up top. New York and the East Coast,
absolutely. But down in New Orleans, and Juvie took the UNLV beat and did set it off and all that. Oh no, that stuff he gonna be remembered forever for.
Right.
Yeah, because that's that Yellow Boy beat from UNLV. That beat that beat from 1991, 92, nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when he's dropping it 10 years later, that's not about getting mass appeal. That's about taking it back to his roots at home, and home loves him more.
They love him. I saw that firsthand.
Yeah, you seen it. You flicked it up with the nigga in the projects.
He was posted up in there like it was nothing.
He posted up, it ain't nothing.
Nobody touched him, no bodyguard or nothing. He was just had his car 760 Beamer right there in the front, right across from the we was on Claiborne, right under the bridge, the infamous bridge.
The city on. Put the whole fucking city on.
And they all
damn right. Park his car anywhere. That's like Face in Houston. You know what I'm saying? It's like Face pull up. It's like no, nigga, you can leave the whip outside all day. Ain't nobody about to fucking touch your car. But like, don't touch a nigga car. Are you fucking crazy?
Yeah. Absolutely. Absolutely. So yeah, they got to be up there, AG. They got to be up there.
So where does, and Sean, me and you done had this conversation a few times off air. Where does Murder Inc. fall in all this?
Gotta show them love. It's tough. You gotta show them some kind of love, man, because I think here's the funny thing about Murder Inc. I think the parallels are similar to Saint Lunatics. Because you had Ja, who was larger than life, you had Nelly, who was larger than life. And then you had their crews behind them. And they had a moment. Like Saint Lunatics really had a moment because they were riding off the coattails of Nelly. Same thing with Ja. You know, Cadillac Todd, Black Child, those guys had a moment off the coattails of Ja. But when Ja collapsed, everybody could collapse. They didn't have a single.
Except Ashanti. That was it.
Yeah, you can put Ashanti in there. That's nasty work in my opinion because she carried it from a different perspective. She had like a built-in fan base, R&B base. But we're talking about like crew. Like
what's nasty work about me mentioning Ashanti?
I mean, I'm just saying. If we're talking.
Are you mad that you don't got a picture with her too? You mentioned Eve, you mentioned Maya. Like, are you just upset that you don't have a picture with Ashanti?
Because actually, this was circa 2002. It was at the setup.
Yo, your shoebox is wild, bro. Like that's nasty work.
Yo, and I got the white avion at that.
The fact that you just got those ready is like crazy.
Just in case. I mean, that's all I'm here for. Only that. It's really you guys' show. I'm just here for that. I'm just saying.
Jack said we forgot to read his super chat.
Oh, my bad, Jack. Jack's still on he's still on Kendrick stuff, man.
Is he still on Kung Fu Kenny?
You got a champion lyricist.
That was like an hour and a half ago, Jack.
Oh my God.
Jack.
Jack. Stop it, please.
Y'all want to
tell Sean to stop it with the picks, man. Bro.
Sean's not going to stop with the picks. We need to make reasonable accommodations. Reasonable. It's reasonable.
I got him on
Ask Jack to stop. Sean's not going to stop. Sean's on one tonight. Okay. So we getting the pictures from fucking 2001.
Sean is like the Book of Hove had all the pictures with the room and stuff. That's like Sean with all his pictures. He got his celebrity wall.
Look here. Sean got pictures. Look here. Sean got pictures with Whitney when she made I Want to Dance with Somebody. He got pictures of Aretha Franklin when she did Natural Woman. Shaka Khan, I'll Feel for You. This nigga got all the pictures, okay? Okay. He got all the pictures, all right? Mariah Carey, when she did Vision of Love, Sean got those pictures. We got it. You got all the pictures, nigga. We got it.
I even got Nas right here. That's the ace card though. But it's not about me. It's not about me. It's about the show.
It's definitely time to end this show.
Yo.
Definitely time to end this show. It's ridiculous.
I think we can make this a part two, fellas. It's about to be 11:30. I think everybody got to get to bed.
It's a great show.
So is the track dropping or not? Because
outside of your pictures, it was a great show.
Yeah.
Yo, that's crazy cool. That's
I'm crazy. Right. Crazy cool. So where we at? We Native Tongues, Dungeon Family, Rough Riders, G Unit.
G Unit, Rockefeller.
Nah, I'm taking Cash Money over the Rock. I'm sorry.
That was me so mad.
You East Coast dudes is gonna have to be mad and prove me wrong that Rockefeller is better than Cash Money. You're gonna have to prove it. Did Rockefeller get a $30 million distribution deal?
That's tough, man. I think Cash Money edge him out. I think we hold Rockefeller high because of Jay first and foremost.
It's Jay, and then it's the potential of Beans, but after that, like
right. That's a good point.
Who's that? The Cash Money after G Unit?
Yeah, Beans' best album ain't even on Rockefeller.
It's on Dame Dash Music Group. Yep.
On Dame Dash Music Group, The Becoming, right? Like I love the truth, but the truth is not the becoming.
Right.
Real quick before we end, like, do y'all consider the firm a collapse overall as far as the crew?
A collapse?
Yeah.
Not really. I
No.
I mean, not a collapse, but do you think it got off the ground like it should have? I know they put out an album, but
I mean, see, here's the thing about it. When you got a prime Foxy, Nas, and AZ and a crew, you're just supposed to make more classic records than what they made.
But I think it was doomed for the start with the Cormega Nature swap out and the Steve Stout stuff and all that.
See, here's the thing about it. Like, I don't give a fuck about none of that. It's like Nas and AZ and Foxy Brown's supposed to be enough. That's supposed to be enough. Yeah. That's supposed to be enough. Like, how about this? We supposed to have about 10 classic songs from them, and we got like Phone Tap, Desperados, Executive Decision.
I think it was too much label involvement because they're really not on a whole lot of songs together. Them three.
That's the problem. When they're actually on records together.
Yeah.
When they're actually doing records together. Remember, what was it? La Familia?
That didn't even make it. Yeah. Yeah, it didn't even make that.
Like, no. When they doing that shit. When they on that shit. When they on their affirmative action shit. Yeah. Like, oh no. How about this?
Affirmative action remix with the symphony beat. Crazy.
I was about to say they could have made them a Benjamins with that crew.
No doubt.
Yeah.
The labels, man, back then they weren't playing fair.
This is for all you fucking Kendrick fans. This is me criticizing a Nas and a Nas based group. Basic ass niggas. Hear me do it live? You watching me do it live? It's so basic, man. I'm so sick of these dudes. You don't understand what I've been going through for years trying to talk to these dudes. It's like I criticize everybody. The firm is a disappointment.
All right. So we got Coop going road, Sean showing his Polaroids. Like we gotta end this joint.
Literally been keeping pictures since 2000. You understand that he's been keeping pictures since 2000.
Hey, you gotta keep them.
That's nasty work.
You talk about update the formula, bro. If you don't go scan them joints and put them in your phone.
Yo, it's called it's called a jump drive, fam. It's called a jump drive. Scan them, put them on the drive, label the drive.
I can go to the phone. That's what y'all want.
Yo, it's time to end the show, bro.
Everybody, have a good evening. Like and subscribe to the page. Like and subscribe to the page.
No doubt. And thank everybody for the super chats. We'll get better at acknowledging and reading those and putting respect on y'all's money. We're new to this forum on the super chat game, so they was coming in rapid fire. I'm sure a lot of them to cook what we were saying about Kendrick, but we appreciate it nonetheless. Because if you're gonna cook us, please send some dollars with your cooking.
Look here, this is only episode number 4. We're still working it out, guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we're gonna get the game plan together. We're gonna get the formula together. We're not gonna post pictures from 2000.
No.
Whoa, I got one from 2024 2 days ago. If y'all want to see that too, so I mean,
get this guy off camera.
It's not about me. It's not about me. Shout out to everybody.
That's what you're here for. But that's what you're here for.
That's what I'm here for. That's all I'm here for. I'm just here to support. Shout out.
Look here. We need to get on LinkedIn, AG, and be like, so we need a moderator for Hip Hop Talks.
Yo, that's crazy. Yo, I'm gonna come in here wearing shades next time and turn my hat backwards.
You wild for that. Don't do that.
You want to put some glasses on too? Go ahead and complete the corny ass feeling.
Brought me a goatee.
Oh, wow.
My bad, man. My bad. Yo,
sorry.
Shout out to all of you. Shout out to everybody. Thank you. Make sure you like and subscribe. Show some love. We appreciate y'all. We will get better at the super chats. This is the first night that we're doing super chats. We have so much material that we want to get out. A lot of conversation we want to get out. So we're working on different things. Maybe a couple of more shows, things like that. We're working on to give you guys what y'all want, what you need. Shout out to Taj. Her birthday is coming up. Actually tomorrow.
Midnight. 30 minutes.
About to turn I think 24. What a time to be alive, to be that young. But make sure y'all show her some love as well. She does a lot of hard work behind the scenes, a lot of good stuff for the team.
She connects our dots.
She connects the dots. She definitely connects the dots. Keep us in the loop on things. Keep us on our toes. So shout out to Taj. Shout out to Stacks for being in the background, helping with the comments and everything like that. Shout out to Andrew, technical support, the engineer, one of the engineers back there. Shout out to Ty Boogie, he's also a good sign of the team. We got a lot of people working behind the scenes to make sure that they're showing love as well.
Hey, actually, I wanted to thank y'all right quick for the way y'all have brought Andrew and Mirror Music into the fold. I wanted to thank y'all for that. Like, that's my right-hand man. I've known Andrew literally more than half my life. I've known Andrew since I was 15 years old. Y'all talk to this motherfucker more than I do sometimes.
Yeah, you talk a lot.
But I want to thank y'all for bringing Andrew in the fold. No, he's great people. Mirror Music gonna be cranking back up soon. Andrew's a school teacher, so once finals is over, we're gonna be cranking hard for the summer like we always do. We got to finish this Grammy stuff. Part of the umbrella, Hip Hop Talks is actually bigger than hip hop and expanding. We got our media and our website and our writing works coming soon. So y'all stay tuned for that. I don't want people getting it confused that Hip Hop Talks is just like a hip hop platform, just in the pod space. AG, Sean, you and I, all the three of us are writers. Stacks is a writer. Andrew is a writer and a teacher. Taj is a writer. Happy birthday, Taj. It's our birthday in 25 minutes. Happy birthday. What you call it, Sean? Animal Thug. Shout out to Animal Thug. Look here, wherever you at. If you catching Wi-Fi wherever you at, floating on a boat, probably somewhere right now. That's like my little sis that like tells me all the shit that I don't want to hear, that I want to hear, which is actually just like my biological little sister. So now I have two women in my life in their 20s telling me what the fuck I'm doing wrong all the time. I'd like to thank both of y'all for that. Shout out to my biological sister Audrey. Shout out to my sis Taj. Happy birthday. You know what I'm saying? Like and subscribe to the page. We at it hard. We at it every day. We love this. We care about this. We're going to get better with the super chats. Still working out the kinks. Think about how fucking good we are for only 4 shows, guys.
No doubt. And we're going to tighten this list up for y'all. The Posse Cup, we're going to rank them and then, get one of those mixtapes out to the people, you know what I'm saying? So the fans can have that, We just trying to put out content for y'all that y'all can enjoy for real. So, we appreciate y'all for tapping in with us.
Absolutely. Yeah, we love it. I'm having fun again.
No doubt. Is this track dropping at midnight? Oh, my bad, Sean. Go ahead, bro.
If the Drake disc drop, you're going to get an exclusive from Coop and AG's probably tomorrow. So if y'all want to hate on them, I would encourage you to DM them and share all your hate, all your dislike for them, for AG and Coop. I'm okay with that. Just don't send it my way.
First of all, when Drake shows you what it's like to make a petty diss record, slaps the shit out your man. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it when he slaps the shit out of your man. Yeah. All right? I don't.
You ain't showed him your picture with Drake, Sean.
It's over, Coop. It's over. That's all I've been hearing. It's over. He bodied him. It's like, oh, he bodied him. It's like, man, shut the fuck up.
Sean got a Polaroid with Drake that he ain't showing nobody. He ain't pulling that. He ain't pulling that picture.
Sean got a Polaroid with Jennifer Lopez when she was dancing on In Living Color, nigga. All right, he got all kinds of shit.
It's not about me, man. It's about the team. It's about the team. I'm just here to support.
Get me out of here.
Yo, peace, y'all.
Peace.
Hey, G, don't jump off this time neither, man.
Yo, AG be out. He be like, show done? Fuck y'all. Peace.
Go to the restroom, man. You got a weak bladder, man. You go to